All right, let's get this thing started. We are here. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here right here live on Tariq Radio on Sunday. All right, let me let everybody know that we're doing our thing live right now, family. Excuse me. All right. Okay, somebody just murdered 7 people. Who's this? I'm looking at some stuff online right now. Who the hell is this guy? Somebody just murdered some people. Okay, so what's going on, man? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Let me get in the chat room and see what's going on. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see where I am here. Glad to have everybody tuning in on this beautiful Sunday. It is a beautiful day. First of all, let me thank everybody who contributed to the buck-breaking crowdfunding on Kickstarter. We reached and passed and exceeded our goal. And I thank everybody, the Foundation of Black American and some of the other people who supported that. Much respect to you. All right, let me let folks know that I'm live on my social media. But man, shout out to everybody as far as that. Man, I really appreciate everybody for participating and getting involved in that crowdfunding, man, because that's something that's very heavy. That's something that we're going to have to really dive into, and it's a real good topic, and it's a real relevant topic. Talking about the racism within the white LGBT community. All right, let me let people know how. Did they change your Twitter? My Twitter is all changed up now. They didn't switch some stuff around, and I got to get used to it. Hold on, join me live right now. Yeah, they changed Twitter around a little bit, and it feels a little funny style. So I got to get used to it. I hope you guys had a prosperous week, guys. HC5 is coming along real good. We're trying to get it ready for this summer. This is going to be a blockbuster for the summer. It is going to be the talk of the town when it comes out. And this thing is going to be a monster when it comes out, man. I promise you. I can't wait for you guys to see it when it comes out this summer. All right, let me do this real quick. Let me let everybody know on Instagram that we're live. And once I do that, man, we can go ahead and get right into the business. All right, we can go right ahead and chop it up. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at Tariq Elite on Instagram if you're not following me. Okay, where am I? Okay, hold on. Let me let everybody know real quick. And all that good stuff. Hold on one second. Hey, we're live right now on YouTube, so swipe up and join me live right now. All right. Hold on. Boom. And once I do that, we're good to go. Pow. Bam. All right. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. A lot of stuff we're going to touch on tonight, family. But again, like I said, thank everybody for getting involved with the film. Thank y'all so much for getting involved, man. I love when we get things popping on our own. What's up, Charm World? How are you? It snowed in Chicago. That's what's up. Oh, yeah, we're going to have screenings all over the place. Oh, Lord. Who is this? Race Baiter 2.0. Hilarious. Yes, I am a race baiter. You better believe I'm a damn race baiter. I got a book that's called Race Baiter that I'm working on. I am the #1 race baiter. Race baiter means someone who exposes white supremacy. So yes, I am a race baiter. Yes, speaking of race baiting, I'm the king of race baiting. By exposing white supremacy, that's race baiting. You bait these racists up out of there. You bait these races out of their hiding places, and then you expose them. So I'm a major race baiter. Oh yeah, I'm all that. I'll be all that. So I say I look like a Pyru. But yeah, I am a race baiter. You dig? I'm baiting y'all racist asses right up out your little mayonnaise holes. I'm dangling the meth pipe. I'm dangling the pipe. Just like that, I'm dangling that meth to bait you white supremacists out of your little mayonnaise cubby holes. Yeah, I'm a damn race baiter. You dig? All day. Where are my mods? I got a lot of mods. I need to assign some new ones because I have more and more people jumping in the room. So you know you got a lot of the white supremacist trolls trying to jump in the room and start their divisiveness, but we're getting them out the mix. Yeah, that's the thing, family. They try to shame you for exposing white supremacy. They got this thing. If you expose white supremacy, they're going to attack you. They're going to call you names like race beta. You damn right I'm a race beta. I'm not going along with no damn white supremacy. I'm going to call it out every time I can. I'm not going along with white supremacy. That's the problem. Too many of us, we've been going along with systematic white supremacy for way too long. That's the problem. We go along with this garbage instead of calling it out. There's a lot of black folks who are scared to call it out. You know, black folks get real, real scared when it comes time to calling racism out. You dig? I saw something the other day. I saw an interview that DJ Vlad had with Tariq. You remember the guy Tariq from The Last Dragon? I saw an interview with him. And they were talking about martial arts. And, you know, the Tariq guy from The Last Dragon, he hasn't done a big movie since then. He hasn't done a big movie since then. And then, you know, him and Vlad were talking about movies. And, you know, I used to watch that movie when I was a kid, The Last Dragon, you know, back in the 80s. You know, we used to, anything with any black folks, you know, we rock with it. Yeah, Bruce Leroy. He played Bruce Leroy in the cult classic, The Last Dragon. And something very interesting, some of y'all probably caught too. Some of y'all caught this. Yeah, y'all saw the soft shoeing. So they mentioned Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White, that's my brother. That's my dude. And they did a flashback clip to Michael Jai White talking about the industry. And Michael Jai White talked about how he was influenced by Tariq to a certain degree. You know, but you know, Tariq was you know, he was in a big movie, you know, martial arts guy. And Michael Jai White talked about in the industry, he saw that black folks were not given, you know, opportunities. Michael Jai White was saying that this is the black man who was in this big movie, and he didn't get any other opportunities, whereas you have other white actors who can barely kick, and they're given all types of contracts, but Tariq wasn't given a contract. So Michael Jai White was speaking up for him and speaking some real truth. Michael Jai White, he's a real woke dude. He's speaking real truth, talking about how the industry is. You know, that's why Michael Jai White, my man, has been very consistent. Because he knows how to maneuver. Once you know the game, you know how to maneuver and just kind of find your place and then create your own opportunities. So once you know the game, you can maneuver it. And that's why Michael's been in the game for a long time. So, you know, Michael Jai White pointed out that, you know, the white counterparts would get certain contracts that the black actors and people like Tariq didn't get. And then Michael said that he's been to white directors and they were like, we want a white version of you, which happens. I've had them say that to me about the dating and relationships. They're like, wow, what you do is unique. Is there a white version of you? Like, what the hell? Remember when they started doing all those pickup artist shows? They got these corny, goofy dudes. They would do that after I would go meet up with these networks about doing shows. Then they go get some cornball who stole all the stuff out of my books. So they do that in Hollywood, dude. They do that. They'll say that to your face. You know? So they showed a flashback of Michael Jai White chopping that up. So then they went back to Timac, and boy, he started soft shoeing a little bit. All of a sudden, he was like, Blab was like, yeah, so what do you think about Michael Jai White? He, said that a lot of white people get opportunities that black people don't get. And then Timac was on some stuff like, man, I don't see race, man. I don't see color. I don't know, man. I treat everybody, everybody's all equal, man. I love it. I'm like, what the hell? He gave a real coonish answer. The Timac dude gave a real soft shoe answer. It was like basically all lives matter. Ooh, like he didn't even want to say anything about, oh, I don't see race. Boy, his eyes started bucking. He gave a real weird answer. That was real weird. That was a real weird ass answer. Yeah, man, I love everybody, man. Color doesn't mean anything to me. I don't see color. When I see, that wasn't the question. I'm like, why is he nigger-splaining? That's coon-splaining. Why you coon? Nobody asked you that. What is he talking about? No, somebody said it seemed like he was hating on Michael Jai White. No, he was coon-splaining. And then I'm like, okay, I see what that is. All of a sudden, he started talking about how he sees everybody the same. That wasn't the question. How does the industry see you? How does the industry see you? All that Sambo babble, that don't mean nothing. You see, that was a deflection. Oh, don't talk about don't talk about the white society. Don't talk about them. Because you know what that is? He's black and Italian. His mama's black, his dad is Italian. Sounds like he's one of these people who doesn't see himself as a black man. He doesn't see himself as a black man. That's why immediately he jumped from that. Oh, I ain't on that now. Oh, no, I ain't on that. Dude, that's the tragic mulatto. Yeah, dude, he's like, all of a sudden he's talking about how he don't see race and all this stuff. No, that wasn't the question. So he doesn't identify, sounds like he doesn't identify with being a black man, because again, he wasn't raised by any black males. Understand, in a situation like that, when you're raised by a suspected bedwench, and I'm not saying that his mom is or not, but his mom is black, and a lot of times his sisters be on some bedwenching, and they get with these white dudes. So they grew up in a household where they hear nothing but negativity about black males. These bedwenches, you see how they talk online. Imagine how they're talking behind closed doors. And then the white Italian dad, you can imagine what he was talking about. So they've heard negative stuff about black males. He's heard negative stuff about black males all his life. So the minute you compare him to a black man and talk about a black male experience, oh, no, I don't, no, Lord, no. My eyes got the bucking. Like, damn, Bruce Leroy. Then he doesn't want to accept the fact that there's a racial element to the stiflement of his career. Oh yeah, Sage still talks that same trash. Sage still talks the same way when it comes to racism. This guy doesn't want to attribute the fact that his career didn't pop off because he's not white. You dig? This dude was he was in a movie, man. The movie had a nice little buzz. This man had a leading part. Now sound like he tried to blame. So yeah, it sounded like he's in denial. You watch one of these racism denying dudes. You watch them. These racism denying dudes sound like he was trying to blame his career failing on Berry Gordy. Yeah, man, me and Berry Gordy fell out. Yeah, he was supposed to look out for me. So dude, that ain't it. That ain't it, bruh. That ain't it, Ty Mac. He's the brother who was in the Last Dragon. Sound like this one of these dudes. He doesn't identify as black. He think he's an other. And my man don't know how to rock the game. He don't know how to work the game. And probably he's tried to do movies and they probably told him, hey, well, you're not black enough. Or you're not white enough. So how can we cast you, bruh? See, The Last Dragon was good for him because he was supposed to play an awkward, nerdy martial arts guy. So that was kind of what his personality was. So it's probably hard to cast him because in Hollywood, they want, and back then, let's go back to the 80s. Let's go back to the 80s. Back then, they wanted a stereotypical thing. If you black, you know, they wanted Mr. T. Remember in the 80s, Mr. T was popping. And they had Mr. T soft shoe cooning a lot too. I pity the fool. I pity the fool. You know, Mr. T was bucking them eyes. Mr. T, he was a rider, but eventually they got him to buck them eyes. All right? All that tough guy brute stuff, it was cool because Mr. T was a rider. You look at early Mr. T interviews, he was a rider. Then all of a sudden, you know, he's showing up at little functions. I pity the fool. So that's what they like. They love that. In the 80s, they love a Negro bucking his eyes in the 80s. And they love a Negro bucking his eyes with a catchphrase. I pity the fool. And different strokes. And little Gary Coleman, they love it. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? They loved some little cooning back then with black folks. Yeah. But with Ty Mac, they didn't know how to really work a cat like that back then. They didn't know how to work a cat like that back then. You couldn't put him in black roles because he didn't look black enough. He looked a little, he looked more exotic. He looked like he could be Polynesian, but weren't no Polynesian type movies. Now, if he popped off in this era, he would be what The Rock is. See, right now, that racially ambiguous, you can't tell what a person is, that works for certain people like The Rock. That works for him. Because The Rock plays a different race in different movies. You know, Rock is an Egyptian, Hispanic, and then he's black, and then he's whatever, Samoan. So that racially undetermined thing, it just fairly recently started working. With Vin Diesel, exactly. With Vin Diesel, stuff like that. Now that works. Now that works because the movies are made with a global market in mind, and because there's different racial groups that you can appeal to here, it will work. So Ty Mac didn't catch that wave. He didn't catch that wave. He was a little bit before that wave popped off. You say The Rock ain't never white. In one of the movies in that San Andreas movie, The Rock had a lily white daughter. I'm like, what the hell? In that San Andreas movie, The Rock had a lily white daughter. And that just took me out the movie. I'm like, okay, forget about the earthquake. How did his daughter get so damn white? I'm lost. Y'all could have cast somebody else in this one. Y'all lost me with this one. Y'all done lost me with this one. You dig? So yeah, now they want people who don't necessarily identify as black. That works. That's an advantage now. Back then it wasn't. You dig? So that's a very interesting thing. But Ty Mac had on the tap shoes for a minute. He was like on some, oh, I don't see color, I don't see race, I don't know what that is, race, I don't see that, I don't know what that is. I see everybody the same. Like, damn, dude. All right, bro, do you then, time out, and that's why you haven't popped off, bro. Man, if you want to pop off, you better understand reality. You better understand reality and learn how to work the game. What's up, Philanda? How are you, dear? You better learn how to work the game, man. Y'all can't be out here in denial. That's a problem. Racism, denial, the dominant white society, they are on that because they want to maintain systematic white supremacy. So, of course, they're going to play the denial game because it benefits them to play the denial game. It doesn't benefit you to play the denial game. As a matter of fact, it harms you trying to play the denial game. You dig? So we always be on that truth to power thing. You dig? That's what's up, Philanda. Philanda? I haven't seen a woman with a name Philanda in years. That's an old sexy woman name. Old school sexy ladies. You know, who be going to Frankie Beverly concerts. That's an auntie name, Philanda. Auntie Philanda. That's a fine auntie name. You somebody's fine auntie who still got a gang of ass but a little stomach to go with it. But Philanda Jenkins. Yeah. That ain't no shade. No shade at all. Yeah. That's an auntie name, Philanda. Auntie Philanda. Auntie Philanda be having old sugar daddies coming to the family reunion with her. Hey, mama. Hey, daddy. This is Mr. James right here. She be bringing Mr. James. Got her an old nigga she's getting his little Social Security. She be out there working niggas, working them old players. Yeah, Mr. James, he used to work at the plant, and then he got laid off in 1965, and he's good people. Go ahead, Auntie Philanda. Man. But yeah, Philanda is a cute name. It is a cute name. But like I was saying, man, we gotta be on something where we gotta speak truth to power. We gotta speak truth to power. I did there was a documentary that I'm in, and I forgot that I did it. There's a documentary I did for RTTV, that's Russian Today. They came out some months ago. They came out here to film me. I forgot that I did it. And I'm gonna show y'all some little clips of it. It's like a series that they're doing on Russia TV. And it aired out there on TV out there in Russia, and they got it on the on their YouTube channel. And it's actually good from what I've seen. You just watched it? It's actually very good. I haven't seen the whole thing because they just posted it on their site. Let me show y'all some clips of it. But yeah, they called me some months ago and they were like, hey, we want to interview you. And they kept trying to interview me, but my schedule was real janky. But they finally came on out and interviewed me, and I'll play some little clips. But it looks good. And I'm like, they let me spit what I wanted to spit. The only thing is I don't like the title. I don't like the title is Black Lives Matter versus the KKK. But, I don't like that at all. Because number one, I don't regulate white supremacy to just the KKK. Also, I'm not a part of Black Lives Matter. But I think they just used that title because it was provocative. Because they show me in the documentary explaining that I ain't part of no damn Black Lives Matter. But yeah, like I said, I be representing internationally, dude. And and what I like about this, they didn't cut me off because I was spitting some real shit. And they let me do what I do, man. Hold on, let me play some of this stuff. It's good stuff. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see where I am in this. Let me go to some of my parts. Okay, hold on. Let's play. Hold on.
and get away from, everything, basically. My daddy taught us to fish, and, we taught them to fish. They love fishing. We spend a lot of summer out here, most of the summer. You rarely ever see black people fishing, so I like it out here, too, because I ain't got to smell niggas.
Okay, I don't know what this is. Hold on.
August 12th was a tragic day here in Charlottesville. Many things happened.
Okay, let me fast forward to some
a
of my
memorial
stuff.
for Heather.
Discrimination and segregation within the United States. He led very peaceful, nonviolent protests, marches in areas where black folks, African Americans, were treated very much as second-class citizens. Areas where they had to ride in the back of the bus for public transportation, or they couldn't.
Let me fast forward some more.
And would treat African American citizens in particular unfairly when it came to law enforcement. So no, we're not there, but we're working on it.
All right, family, what's going on, family? What's up, y'all? We're live doing a special show. We're live right here this Saturday. And I don't want to just put it on St. Louis, because St. Louis has law enforcement and the prison officials. There's always a lot of corruption going on there.
Look at Layla and Bree.
Overall,
look at Layla and Bree.
Prison system. It's a racialized torture system. If we want to just be very honest, there was a situation.
They got Isambot. They had Isambot in there.
Held in New York in a prison on Rikers Island without being charged, and they were just going to hold him there. That's the thing that they do now in Alabama. Racism against black people, it was more systematic. They incorporated it in the system. And I noticed that as a very young child in the school system. I noticed that black children, we were treated differently than the white children. The white kids would act out and do whatever, and they would just get barely a reprimand. But black kids who would do the same thing, they would get funneled into special education classes. They would get expelled. I've always, from that point, wanted to know the ins and outs of systematic racism.
It's shot beautifully,
This was like in the early 70s when they started to take away the housing discrimination laws and made it that you have to rent houses and rent property, and it has to be equal legally. There was a white flight, and that took all the money and the wealth and the resources out, and it just left a shell of the city, and the people were impoverished, and they blamed the poverty on the people. Blamed a lot of the ills of Detroit on just black people. It's just that black skin, just black people being in control, and that's going to turn the place into a ghetto. No, it was white flight.
Man, they let me spit on this one. I'm going to see. Because I called out Russia too. I called out racism in Russia. Let me play this. Let me
people who were murdered, and their murders were never solved. See, that's what happens with black people. When we die, there's no big outcry on who to punish. This is why we see so many people killed and murdered with complete impunity, because there's like an unwritten rule that if you are a person classified as white, if you have a good enough excuse, you can kill, harm, maim, and do anything to a black person.
Okay. All right, so that's enough of that. But yeah. Can y'all can post the link up. Hold on, let me give y'all the link. Let me take this off real quick. Okay, all right. But yeah, it's good, man. It's actually very good. Yeah, and just y'all gotta see it because it's like 30 minutes long. It's 30 minutes long. No, I never did the thing with the grapevine. But yeah, I'm surprised they let me really spit in there. And, a lot of times the international press, they don't cut or censor me like the press does here in the U.S. Over here, when I'm going in, boy, they start cutting my mic off here. Fox News, the minute I start cooking, boy, they turn my mic off real quick. But yeah, whenever I'm in the UK or wherever, they let me go off. They let me go off. The link, let me give y'all the link. Because this is actually very, very good. And it's shot beautifully. I look at it from a sit. Okay, why is my son out here with no pants on? What's up, Asir? Okay. My kid's out here with no clothes. Okay, let me hold on. That's the link right there. Okay, there, D Tubman. Shout out to D Tubman. She put the link up there too. But if you are just listening to this and you're not watching, you can go to YouTube, type in Black Lives Deadlock, Black Lives Matter versus the KKK on the RT documentary channel. All right? I know my kids be running around like crazy. But yeah, she's out there with him. There's a bird, and there's a bird that has a nest in the front of the house, and they love coming out here looking at the birds. The birds, Daddy? Yeah. Mm. What's up, Tail? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the title. I don't like the title that Black Lives. But again, they're being provocative. I guess they're trying to show two extremes. But in the documentary, they played where I explained that I'm not a part of Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter whatsoever. You know, Black Lives Matter, that is controlled opposition. I know I'm a Russian spy. Yeah, RT Today, you know, they have a lot of concise information. Yeah. Well, yeah, the KKK guy saying he wants a race war, well, they're engaging in that. They're engaging in the race war. I said, hey, to Mateo like he's a stepchild. No. Yeah. Yeah. What's up? Why y'all in y'all drawers, T? All my kids are running around outside in their drawers. Why are they in their underwear?
Like the underwear?
Yeah, why are they in their drawers?
I bet take a bath.
They just took a bath?
They about to.
Oh, about to.
They look at the bird.
Oh, okay. Now they're out there looking at the birds and running around. They love going outside. But yeah. So you like my hat? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But go look at that RT documentary. When is that documentary? Well, it's on. They got it. They posted it online. It aired on television out in Russia. It aired on the television. It aired on the TV. My kids mess with the door. They come in here. They like to come. I don't want them in here because they come in here playing with the puppets. They be in here playing with the Crispy and the Herpy Hotep puppets. They be in here trying to play with the puppets. I keep the puppets in here. They be in here playing with the Scooter the Shooter, and they be pulling the hair off the Rolly Owl. Man. But again, look at that documentary. It's real good stuff. It's real good stuff. Yeah, you know what? That the other day I talked about that dress code thing, about that Boule Links principle enforcing like this dress code on the kids, the students' parents who come up there. And there were a lot of black people trying to co-sign that. And I think the very next day, a story came out there in Texas where there was a teacher who used a marker on a little black child's head. I guess you're not supposed to have parts in your hair or something. I don't know. They always have rules for us. These rules are only for us. So the teacher got a black marker and marked over the part in his hair. You understand? And I blame not just the white supremacists, but Negroes for enabling that. Yeah, that happened down in Texas. The kid, you know how our babies, they like the little flat parts in their hair. It don't mean nothing. So, they put these little jive ass rules on the kids for the simple purpose of harming them later on. So, you say your barber cut his hair? Yeah, so they marked over his hair with a magic marker. Dude, black folks, listen to me. We cannot be this damn naive and dumb. That's why I'm telling you, we can't co-sign that we're going to put rules on you for your dress code and your hair. You black folks, don't co-sign that. We got to stop being dumb. And you know what? A lot of it ain't got nothing to do with being dumb. Look, you know what it is? Let me tell you something. A lot of it doesn't have to do with being dumb. It's all about being scared. Because once you put some of these rules in place, children are going to be targeted with that. When you do that, that children are going to be targeted. And there's a lot of black people who are perfectly fine with that. See, that's cowardice. When I'm telling people, we can't sit up here co-signing dress codes being enforced against black folks because it ain't about the dress code. And there's a lot of black folks, man, I love it because why you want to come up there with a bonnet on your hair anyway? Why you want to do all that? It ain't about your damn preference. We got freedom of expression. It don't matter whether you like it or not. I don't like certain things either, but I don't want no ban to be put on a black person where you're going to use that to harm them. Stop being dumb. It's about controlling black folks. This is chess. Learn about chess, black folks. It ain't about your goddamn emotions and what you like and don't like. Man, I'm tired of seeing them hood rats up there with pajamas. I don't like it either, but don't put a ban on it. If you put a ban on them and start talking about enforcing a ban, it ain't about the damn pajamas, fool. So don't sit up here and act shocked when they start using these enforcements on damn kids. Don't matter if the parents are dressed suitable or not. Man, it doesn't matter. When you start co-signing a ban, that's creating a two-tiered system. That's the problem. We can't keep maintaining the two-tiered system. We're maintaining that by co-signing that. You dig? We cannot do that. That's a problem. You dig? Hold on. And we got a very bad habit of doing that. And trying to justify, look, the dominant white society, they can do what the hell they want to do. They get away with murder. They don't have no bans on white kids' hair at no schools. They don't have bans on their hair. The white kids go to school with them emo hairstyles, spike punk rock hairstyles. They come in there with tongue rings, vampire teeth, gothic. They don't put no bans on them. Even though their parents don't like it, other folks don't like it, they don't co-sign putting a ban on them. You got a lot of folks who clown the little emo kids, but they don't be like, let's put a ban on those kids because they understand what will happen if you start policing people. White kids come to school looking crazy with the trench coat mafia with guns and stuff in their coats. Nobody talks about banning them. They ain't throwing them all out. It's called expression. You can't, when y'all start getting into the policing thing, or we're going to police people, we're going to police what they do and what they wear. Dude, no. It don't work like that. Yeah, let me tell you something. They don't do that to white kids because you start telling a white kid what he can't do, you start telling him what he can't wear at school, guess what's going to happen 8 a.m. the next day. He's going to show up at that school with an AK-47. Like Scooter the Shooter. You're going to really see Scooter the Shooter if you start telling him what the hell he can't wear at a school. Or you tell his mama what she can't wear. Him and his mama be up there shooting up the damn school. They don't play that game. His whole family come up there and shoot that damn school up. While Negroes up there, man, I guess we got to do better. Take that bonnet off. Ain't about no damn bonnet. See, the thing is, man, black folks out here, that's a way to hide your cowardice. See, it's easy to start throwing dirt on another black person. It's easy to do that. It's easy to do that. It's easy to sit up here and say, well, them kids, they should do better. Man, them parents need to do better. If they did better, man, I agree. That's coon talk. Man, them kids don't need to have all them parts in their hair, man. You need to dress for success. That's Sambo babble, man. That's Sambo babble. You scared. See, a lot of cats, let's be real, a lot of black folks out here are willing to sacrifice the children for their own safety. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of black people are willing to sacrifice their children for their own little Sambo safety so that you can just live safe. I just want to live a quiet, insect-like existence. I'm just existing. Hopefully, the big bad white supremacists don't stomp me out. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to just lay low. So you're willing to give the children up. That goes back to what happened in Nazi Germany. It was a guy named Chaim Rumkowski. Chaim, is it Chaim or Chaim? It's spelled C-H-A-I-M. Either Chaim or Chaim, but the last name is Rumkowski. He gave a very famous speech. He was working with the Nazis. He was Jewish. He was working with the Nazis. He was trying to save himself. So he went into the Jewish ghetto where, they were taking people from the Jewish ghetto to the gas chambers. And he did a very famous speech about give me your children. He went to the ghetto. It's Chaim, is it Chaim? Okay, Chaim, there you go. Chaim Rumkowski. There you go. Thank you for the pronunciation. Chaim Rumkowski. So he went back to the Jewish ghetto and he did a speech, a very infamous speech called Give Me Your Children, because they wanted to get the children in the gas chamber. They wanted to kill them specifically. They wanted to get the Jewish children. So he went and said, look, give me your children so that we can survive. Just give me your children. And actually, he helped take 20,000 children to the gas chamber. He helped take 20,000 children to the gas chamber. This fool thought that he was going to survive. Yeah, he thought that, the people should have been going after them damn Nazis. Very sad story. And the thing is, after he helped take those children to the gas chamber, they ended up putting him in the concentration camp. And then, he was a Nazi collaborator. And when Rumkowski, when he got to the concentration camp, he didn't even make it to the gas chamber. The other Jews whooped his ass and killed him for revenge. They got revenge on him for him helping the Nazis. So they killed him themselves once he got to the concentration camps. They killed him. Yeah, that's Coonan don't pay. That's the biggest mistake we've been making for years. Collaborating, we think giving up our children for our own safety is going to somehow save us. That's not how you do it, black folks. black folks, you don't give your damn children up. You die for your children. That's why you always hear me talk about dying for children. You're supposed to die for your children. You don't let these people sit up and abuse your kids. You die for your children. You understand? You're supposed to sacrifice your life for your children. If somebody harms your children, when I see all these children getting killed, and these black folks out here with a damn picket sign, no, you're supposed to get it popping. What's the point? If you cannot protect your offspring, what's your point for even existing? What's your point for existing? You dig? That coward thing, that ain't gonna work. That's why it's funny when I see people say stuff like, well, we ain't like our grandpa. Hell no, you ain't like your grandpa. Do y'all know back in the day, black folks was about that life. There were a lot of black folks who was with the shits. But the thing is, with a lot of us now, we sit up here and we start talking about dress codes, what to wear. Oh, you shouldn't wear that now. Oh, that sagging pants. Especially old black folks, they love talking about somebody sagging their pants. Oh, y'all walk around here with your pants all the way down your ass. Why you walking around like, shut up. Dude, be quiet. I clown dudes who be wearing them leggings, them real extra tight skinny jeans, but I ain't gonna put no band on them. You dig? And I was talking about this the other day. There was a brother, I remember there was a guy who got kicked off of a plane for sagging. They kicked him off a plane for sagging. And you hear this all the time. Black folks be getting kicked off planes for certain things that they wear, if they sag, if they wear something too revealing or whatever. You know, they find every little reason to punish us. And the other day on my broadcast, I was talking about this white dude who flies around the country in women's clothes. This is him right here. So y'all think I'm BSing. This guy right here, for years, and I think he's from Arizona. This dude, man flies US Airways in women's underwear. So this guy, he's been around for a long time. I've never heard this guy getting kicked off a flight. I've never heard this guy get arrested or banned. This guy right here, and I know flight attendants and people who've seen this guy at the airport. He walks around in the airport. It's like some kind of fetish this dude has. And he's walking around with his bussy out, flying in some hoe heels and some leggings. You dig? This dude, this is a real dude, man. This dude be out here busting it open around the airports. Yeah? I've never heard nobody reprimand this guy, ban him, or nothing. They don't say nothing to this dude. I mean, damn. They got to run the x-ray machine across his bussy to see what's in there. I don't even think they check his bussy to see if there's contraband. They let him do whatever. He might be smuggling explosives in his bussy, but they'll just let him walk past. They don't do nothing to him. You dig? So this dude is just walking around, just letting it all hang out, dude. Would I check it? No. If I'm working at the airport, y'all in danger if that nigga come through. I'm good. I'm not checking him because I don't want to know if he's hiding something in that bussy. I ain't about to get blow up. I ain't getting blown up checking his ass. I'm good. Because he looked like he has a gang of explosives in there. He got some C4, about 3-4 sticks of dynamite up in there. I ain't checking nothing. It's my lunchtime. I am not going to risk my life. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, that's the bussy bomber. Oh, I'm good. I'm not checking him. Oh. Lord. So yeah, I'm cool in the gang, man. But again, like I said, man, we got to get off that scared thing. We got to stop being afraid. Um, you know, we got to stop being afraid to call their racism out. And we got to stop supporting the two-tiered system. You understand? And we got to start allowing our children to be harmed. That's one thing that we got to put it on the line for that. We got to really put it all on the line when it comes to our children. You dig? We got to go out, you know, we got to let them know what's up. Because look, understand, those in the dominant white society, they ain't got no problem. They ain't got no problem sacrificing their life. Y'all see just yesterday, another white supremacist shot up a synagogue down there near San Diego. John Ernest, another little white supremacist, little mayonnaise, Scooter the Shooter, you know, alt-lice. He shot up the synagogue down there. He killed one person, injured a few more, and he left a manifesto. I mean, these guys are just, these dudes are just like clockwork. These dudes are like clockwork. And you know what's interesting about this guy who in Poway, California, and I retweeted some. I tweeted last month. Last month I told people after that New Zealand thing that happened in March, I said, look, this is going to influence another shooting like this in April. Everybody needs to watch out. There's another shooting like this that's going to happen in April. Because again, I understand how April is a holy month for white supremacists. White supremacy is a religion. You always have to look at it like that. Yeah, April still ain't over. April still ain't over. April is not over. So he went down there and shot that place up, and you know, he was giving props to the New Zealand shooter. He said, just like I said, he was influenced by the New Zealand shooter. As a matter of fact, he burned a mosque up down there last month, and they didn't even catch him. He was bragging in his manifesto that he burned the mosque down and he got away with it. He's bragging about how easy it is to get away. I mean, his manifesto is just dripping with mayonnaise, just white privilege. He was like, oh, it's just so easy to do this. And he's like, yeah, when I commit these murders, and, you know, if I'm still alive, which, you know, hopefully I don't get killed. He knew he wasn't going to get killed. Yeah, so hopefully, you know, if I go to jail, we'll have a race war and I'll get free. So he already knew he wasn't going to get killed. He wrote all this in his manifesto. So he's talking all that white genocide and, oh, we dying off and, you know, we got to do something. The white man this and the white man and the... It's just same old mayonnaise talk, that Turner Diaries talk. See, black folks, we got to stop playing around and understand these folks are dead ass serious, and they're not scared. They put it on the line, and nobody's harming this guy. This guy has every privilege in the world. Yeah, it's all that stuff. See, these white supremacists, boy, these people have every privilege granted to them, and that's still not enough. You can't make it happen because the thing is, you're dealing with people who are very fragile, and they know how fragile they are. Understand, and they know they're dying off, and they know they're dying off fast. Listen to me, family. This is why they're going out of their way to show their dominance on you. And black folks, you got to stop being scared. You dig? The only strength they have is their technology and their code. See, the thing is, in propaganda, they use propaganda to scare you, to make it seem like they're invincible. See, that's why propaganda is very important. Let's understand propaganda. Propaganda is not good or bad. Propaganda is neutral. You can use propaganda for good, you can use it for evil. And they use their propaganda, again, to protect them by giving the notion that they are invincible. And that scares a lot of Negroes. So anytime a white person come around, black folks just automatically fall in line. As a matter of fact, most black folks are scared to even talk against a white person. That's why when I do what I do, I get into a room full of them and start breaking down white supremacy in their face. I look them in the eye and tell them about their damn self. And that scares black folks. Black folks be hiding for me. Oh, Lord Jesus, Tariq. Don't say that now. Oh, Lord, Tariq, don't say that. For what? I ain't about to sit here and play games with these folks. I ain't about to play games. See, black folks, so many of us become so dependent on them. You know, you got to go to work the next day and then you got to kind of bow and scrape to get your check. You know, this is why we have to learn how to do group economics. It's very important to learn group economics. But the thing is, that type of propaganda, that's the kind of propaganda they used in ancient Rome. They used that propaganda in ancient Rome. They gave the impression Rome, they would put out literature about how the Romans were invincible, and if anybody hit a Roman, you would fall dead if you hit a Roman. So that was the propaganda that they were putting out during the Roman Empire. The problem was you had a bunch of roaming tribes running around Europe, those Visigoths and Vandals and all that stuff, the Goth and Vikings and all that stuff. You had those Vandals and they couldn't read. So they didn't know nothing about that propaganda. Most of those folks outside of Greece and Rome, they couldn't read at all. So the propaganda didn't get to them. And then John Henry Clark broke that down. And so the Vandals came through striking them. The Vandals was hitting them. And the Vandals showed that they could get touched. So then everybody else saw blood and they started getting at them and then they sacked Rome. Yeah? Yeah, they couldn't read at all. They couldn't really read in Europe until, fairly recently. Truth be told, they couldn't read in Europe until fairly recently. Do you understand me? Yeah, and Joseph Goebbels, he used propaganda. The Nazis were very big on using propaganda. Yeah? So propaganda is very important. And they have propaganda that the white supremacists can't be touched and they're infallible and all that stuff. Sakmabule. And they're doing the same thing, and speaking of Sakpase Mapule, same thing in Haiti. Same thing in Haiti. You know, they had that big military presence there. They were trying to keep people in line through fear. And then when they had that ceremony, when Boukman and Cecilia Fataman, they had that voodoo ceremony at the Boacaman swamp, at the alligator swamp up there, that fear got removed because the fear of death got out of the system because they tapped back into their spiritual system and then they got the fear of death out of their system. See, that's the thing that holds us back, the fear of death. We feel like we're going to miss something. You dig? You shouldn't fear death. You're going to die. We're all going to die. You're supposed to die in an honorable way. But they weren't, when them Haitians removed the fear of death, they weren't afraid to die, that's when they start lighting their asses up. Because the biggest obstacle to your success, black folks, is you. And do you understand, during the Haitian Revolution, you had adults, men, women, children putting in work. You had children who weren't afraid to die. Children were sacrificing their lives in Haiti. During the revolution, what happened, the little children would go and jump in a cannon. So when they tried to shoot the cannon, the kids would be killed, but they wouldn't kill the community. That's how about that life those people were. And then when the French and all these people were writing about it, that scared the hell out of the French. When they saw kids, and not just kids, it was other people, but kids were small enough to get in the cannons. When they saw people who were willing to die and sacrifice for their group, that scared the hell out of the French. The French was writing letters back. They were splaining like, hey man, you know a nigga just jumped in a cannon, right? Why are we out here fighting them? Hey, y'all got us fighting some people who's really about that life or about that death. These people are on something else. What we fighting them for? Why don't we just retreat? The troops were saying this. They got scared. Yeah? Yeah, they became one with the land. They tapped back into nature. They understood the relationship between our spirituality and nature. Knowing that you don't die. You don't die. Your spirit is there. You dig? That's how they pulled off that magnificent victory. How did they do it? Number one, they did three things. They got rid of the coons. That was the thing. Those are our obstacles. We got coon problems. So they got rid of the coons, got rid of the fear of death, and then they tapped back into their natural spiritual systems. Then everything else was a smooth ride. They tapped back into some of that Ogun. That's why Bookman, the Bookman's prayer is a great prayer. Let me see if I can find it real quick and read it. That Bookman, and we said it in the movie 1804. If you have not seen 1804, you need to get 1804 at 1804movie.com, by the way. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, you got to get that. But the Bookman's prayer, let me see if I can find it. There's a few versions of it. Great prayer, the Bookman's prayer. Okay. It says, the God who created the earth, who created the sun that gives us light, the God who holds up the ocean, who makes the thunder roar, our God who has ears to hear, you who are hidden in the clouds, who watch us from where you are, you see that all the white man has made us suffer. The white man's God asked him to commit crimes. But the God within us wants us to do good. Our God, who is so good, who is so just, he orders us to revenge our wrongs. It's he who will direct our arms and bring us to the victory. It is he who will assist us. We all should throw away the image of the white man's God, who is so pitiless. Listen to the voice of liberty that sings in our hearts. Boy, that's some gangster shit right there. Boy, that's some gangster shit right there. Right there, they got white Jesus up out their system. Right there, they got white Jesus out their system. Because that's another thing with black folks. You equate whiteness with God. Y'all got white Jesus all over the damn place. They said, man, we're going to reject the white God because white God is horrible. This white God thing ain't working for us. They were smart enough to realize that. They were smart enough to let that click in. And they said, where's Ogun? Ogun said, I didn't think you were going to call me. What took you so long? I believe in the spirit of Ogun. Ogun said, well, it took y'all a minute to call me. And they start calling on the Oguns, and boy, they got busy. They got all the way busy. So Ethiopia was the first Christian country. Yeah, Ethiopia, we've been practicing Christianity over there in Ethiopia for a long time. And also, you got to understand this. It was the Ethiopians that really helped spread Islam. You understand that? A lot of religions, you notice right there in Ethiopia, right in that area, a lot of religions are coming out of there. That's why you got a lot of Ethiopian Jews. Exactly. I was just about to say, we got a lot of Ethiopian Jews, Ethiopian Christians. Ethiopians, they were the ones who spread Islam. The first converts to Islam were Ethiopians. Remember, Ethiopia, many African countries, they colonized other places. Arabia, in that area, that was, some of it was an Ethiopian colony. Y'all know that? Some of that was an Ethiopian colony. So yeah, we got to really understand our history, who we are, and our role in religion. See, a lot of us, we bring the purity to certain religions. Oh yeah, I've been through Ethiopia. They got Black Jesus paintings all over the place out there. Yeah. Yeah, Abyssinia. That's what Ethiopia used to be called. Abyssinia. That's right. Yemen and Ethiopia share history. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, in the movie 1804, the actors, dude, I would show find some behind the scenes clips of 1804, but I ain't gonna put them out because when we're doing that movie, I had some real Haitian cats. There was some of the cats were Haitian in the movie, doing the reenactment scenes, and we had a real fun ass time doing that. Doing the reenactment scenes for 1804, we had a ball doing that. We filmed over in the hills in Altadena, and I filmed there before. I've done other movies there before, and we it was a lot of behind the scenes shit over there that happened. The brothers, we had a bunch of white French they were acting like French soldiers, and we got into the costumes. We had some like top-notch French costumes from that period. We had slave clothes that were actually used in the original roots. So that spirit and that energy was there. You dig that spirit and that energy was there. So when we started doing the fight scenes, some of that old goon spirit got up in some of them cats. And these dudes, they were like kind of beating up the white actors for real. I'm like, we gotta, hold on, y'all gonna fuck the insurance up. You gotta cut on that one. Y'all gotta chill on that one. Yeah. Excuse me. So I had to tell them to chill out for a little bit. That's why the scenes look so real. Excuse me. Yeah, when you look at the movie, the scenes look hella real because they were kicking people for real. And some of these dudes were like real martial art cats. They were flipping out of trees. I'm like, damn. Yeah, Altadena is nice. Yeah, man, they caught that spirit. And we were filming, and at the time, I had my assistant, Lena. Y'all remember Lena? This real cute sister I had. She was my assistant. And we had different fire marshals come up there. Excuse me. We have different fire marshals. Yeah, I know I talked about this before, but I'm bringing it up again. Ethiopians are not Arabs, of course. But we had different fire marshals up at when we I don't know how long we took to make the movie, but we had different fire marshals, and sometimes the fire marshals would be tripping about certain number of people being on the set. Some of them were cool, some of them weren't. And it was one black fire marshal, Lena spitted his ass. Because, we had drones, and, we weren't really supposed to have them because we didn't get the drone permits, but we were, trying to get these shots. I'm like, Lena, go spit game at his ass. go holler at him while we shoot this shot real quick. Because we had some of those fire marshals on some by the book thing. Okay, you got a permit for those drones. Oh, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need the insurance and so the black dude came up there with it. I'm like, go holler at that motherfucker. So he trying to shoot his shot. And we up here shooting these shots, filming real fast, getting the fight scenes real fast. And I'm like, look. But when the old white dudes came, the old white fire marshals came, that didn't work. She couldn't spit at them. They didn't want to hear nothing. Like, excuse me, move out the way. What are they doing over there with those drones? I'm like, he ain't biting. I'm like, damn. So we need to get a Becky up in here to spit at his ass. Yeah, Lena was spitting. Lena be spitting, batting them eyes. Yeah, Lena, she was a beautiful sister. Yeah, Lena starts spitting, like distract his ass while we shoot this scene. And this one of the last scenes we shot the voodoo ceremony scene. We had to do some special effects thing because the fire marshal wouldn't let us light a fire. We were supposed to have a fire. And they said, yeah, y'all ain't, we need a water truck and no, y'all can't light a fire. I'm like, dude, it's just gonna be real quick. Nope, you can't light the fire. No, because you gotta have this and you got. So we had to do some special effects. If you look at the voodoo scene, now look, thankfully my a camera guy, you know, he's worked on a lot of movies, so he knew how to, you know, kind of put stuff together. We did some special effects. We did some stuff with the lights and some smoke. I had a smoke machine, so we made it look like a fire. It wasn't a real fire, but we made it look like a fire. Yeah, Lena got married. I haven't talked to Lena in a minute, but yeah, she got married. Yeah, Lena got married. Yeah, so we thankfully we made it pop off because I'm like, I got all these people here. We got a whole cast and crew, catering. Oh my God, we had a big ass crew. This is like a major motion picture we shooting. I mean, we had makeup trailers, wardrobe trailers, a wardrobe stylist, you know. So yeah, luckily, you know, everything was working out. The ancestors were helping us out making that movie pop off. Yeah, the ancestors, yeah. I don't know what Lena's Instagram is. I don't know what her Instagram is. It is. It is. But we had a real good time doing that movie. No, we didn't film the alligators. Like we didn't film them there. Yeah. I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, Carlton. No, just take your time. I'm gonna talk about that. But I don't know what happened to Sarah. But what we're talking about today, we're talking about how different groups establish their dominance over us. Just like with the white supremacists shooting up at the mosque, that's him trying to establish dominance because their numbers are dwindling. So they're trying to establish dominance over us. That's something that we have to realize. We have to be very cognizant of that. And other people, these non-black people, some of these first and second gen immigrants who act like they're our buddies, who act like they're our friends. Hold on. Let me play this clip. They try to establish dominance over us too. That's how they get in good with the dominant white society, establishing their dominance over us. Now, in Connecticut, there was a suspected white supremacist female who vandalized a mural for Nipsey Hussle. Now, when I heard that there was somebody, they sent me a clip. They were like, yeah, this girl was vandalizing a mural for Nipsey. And I knew immediately. I said, this definitely ain't going to be in L.A. I already knew that. That's not going to be in no damn L.A. All right, but this girl here, her name is KK, and this is Hartford, Connecticut. And this is her spray painting over the mural. She just went out there and just spray painted.
Shorty here saying niggas disrespect her, and she here tagging all these niggas.
Okay, come on, don't act up. Hold on. Okay, now we want to freeze. Okay.
We just asked her nicely, don't touch his face. Yo, word of mother, like she came over here on some shit. She said, look, everybody. Like, yeah, word of mother, my nigga, look at this shit, my nigga. Like, she tagged this shit. This is crazy. Like, we just begged her, shorty, please don't tag. Like, my nigga, look at this shit, my nigga. Not his face. Just don't do his face, my nigga. Just don't do the other side. Don't do his face. Word of my mother, nigga, I ain't going to jail behind no crazy chick. These niggas on Facebook talking about some smacker.
Nah, I can't even do it like that.
I'm not doing it like that, but clearly y'all see it. Word of mother, my nigga, she said she... Huh? Yo, word of mother, I was up here. I'm trying to pay my respects, do my little photos.
All right, so that's that. So this little suspected white supremacist chick went out there boldly. A bunch of black folks around. And I heard they did fix it. I heard they went out there and fixed it. I heard they fixed it. You know, I heard they went out there and fixed it. So, no, I don't think the black girl was in on it. I don't think she was in on it. She looks Hispanic. That's still white. Yeah, they came out and fixed it. But what that was her establishing her dominance. I've heard people say, well, she's Puerto Rican. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Black folks, black people got every excuse in the world with these white supremacists. I ain't finna go to jail for them. She was bold. That was her establishing her dominance over black people. She did it for the sole purpose of being disrespectful. You dig? She did that for the sole purpose of being disrespectful. That's what she did it for. She's like, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to disrespect these black folks to show my white dominance. Now, y'all can play that, well, she Hispanic. There is no camaraderie with you. These people identify with white. They identify with Europe. That's why they say that they're Spanish. Yeah, Caitlin Renee, that's what they said her name is. And, you know, I've seen her talk, and she talks all that ebonics, yo, all that stuff, and that fools black people. But black folks, when folks come in and establish their dominance over you like this, they're spitting in your face. Now, let's play both sides of the coin here. Now, let's play both sides of the coin. Now, there's some people who said they should have got at her. There's some people who said they should have chilled. And some people are right on both sides. I say that because, number one, the girl could have been deliberately baiting people to jump her, and somebody could have been filming on the sidelines, and she could have been using that as a way to bait somebody into jumping her. Say that, was the black girl in on it? Is that true? Do y'all have proof that the black girl was in on it? Yeah? Again, it could have been a situation where she was baiting people to do something so she can be like, oh, damn, look what they did to me. She could have been trying to set him up. Now you got to be clear. Now we got to understand. Sometimes we don't take the bait on that. Sometimes we don't take the bait. But then, on the other hand, when you have somebody vandalizing the community, you could use the citizens arrest, detain angle too. So you got to start looking at this thing on as a chess move. You dig? Now, because what she was doing was vandalism. Okay, is there proof? What's the proof that the fat chick was in on it? What's the proof that she was in on it? What is the proof that she was in on it? She had the same symbol. Oh, okay. I got it. We have proof. Yeah, the fat chick had the same symbol on her shirt. Right. Okay. We keep referring to her as the fat chick. So yeah, the fat chick had the same symbol on her shirt as the girl she was recording. She was in on. She's on video. Okay. So that was probably an undercover mammy with her. Okay. They're saying because of the logo on the shirt. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. Now that makes sense. Because I did see something earlier where they pointed out the logo on the girl's back was the same as the wall. And they're friends on Facebook. Oh, okay. Okay, so look, it was some clout chasing thing. Okay, so that was a mammy clout chasing. Well, okay, that makes sense. Okay, but just the fact, okay, if that's the case, allegedly, we'll just say allegedly, your son has info. Okay. Yeah, because that does seem hella random. She's out there filming the mural, then all of a sudden the white girl shows up, spray painting over it for no reason at all. That clout chasing mammy thing too is a problem. Yeah, that clout chasing mammy thing is a problem. Yeah, were they doing it for show? There's a possibility. But the thing is, let me tell you something. If both of them were in cahoots with each other and they tried to do some shit like that out here, do you know how that would have went? That's why I knew it wasn't out here. Do you know how that clout chasing attempt would have went out here? So they're banging 60s in Connecticut. Yeah, clout chasing right now. We got people who'll do any damn thing for attention. If both of their asses would be, they would have got popped. Yeah, people don't play like that, and people aren't afraid of jail out here. That's another thing. People ain't afraid of no damn jail. So when she was like, I ain't about to go to jail, that seemed weird. Yeah, they knew where to do that. So yeah, them possibly being in cahoots, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And this whole thing where Negroes would just do anything for some attention. And I see that a lot where people do these little jive ass skits and pranks and they're real coonish and stupid. And, they circulate this stuff online. And I notice a lot of these immigrant dudes do these hood videos. What they do, I see a lot of these hood cats have these YouTube channels where they go in the hood and they basically low-key pay black folks to participate in these hood pranks. And it makes black folks look stupid. It makes the black person look stupid who's in the video with them. And a lot of these dudes who do these prank videos, these non-black immigrant cats, they are low-key on some alt-right stuff. What's that one East Indian dude? It's a little bitty East Indian dude. Prince something. Yeah, the Arab dude and the Russian dude is a little bitty small dude named Prince something. He does a lot of that. It's like on some low-key racist stuff. You dig? And we don't see the Prince Z. Yeah, that's his name, Prince Z. Yeah, we don't see the chess move with that. We don't see the chess move with that. There's the Prince Z guy. Yeah, see, these guys use these pranks to send little coded messages to each other about us, and we don't catch it. Oh yeah, the vids get a lot of views, and the comment section is basically a bunch of anti-black gibberish. Yeah? So yeah, we got to understand the game that these people play, and we got to understand how this is how they establish their dominance over us. See, they get Negroes to help to participate in their little skits and pranks. Yeah, Joey Salads is straight up alt-right at this point. Yeah, that I didn't went off on him. Me and him go at it because they don't like me because I call out their racism. But yeah, that Joey Salads is just straight up alt-right. You dig? And we got to understand that we're going to have to start checking folks. Folks are going to have to be checked. We can't play games with people. We can't participate in their skits. We cannot let these people come around us and start establishing their dominance on us because that's going to go left. You dig? It's already going left. It's already going left. And wait, let me find the video of this other immigrant dude who's talking about, I know y'all saw this. Hold on. This dude's going around, this African dude, this immigrant, talking about he got beat up because of his Trump hat. Hold on, let me find the story real quick. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me find that real quick. This dude went out, and that's why I said we gotta be careful to a certain degree, because this African dude went out deliberately trying to egg somebody on, and now they done had him on Fox News and the whole shebang. Hold on. Yeah, they got him on all the right-wing media outlets, and that was planned. Basically, hold on. Where's this Negro? Where's this dude? Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me find this dude. No, I can't find it. Okay, where's this Negro? Okay, this is it. Okay. And it sounds like he's lying, but who knows? Okay. Okay. This is it right here.
I did.
Okay. Let me put this up, guys. And that's why this is Pan-Africanism right here. Here's that Pan-Africanism that people try to shame foundational Black Americans into supporting. All right, hold on. Where is this Negro? Where is this? What do I do with it? Okay, this is it right here. Let me expand it. Bam. All right.
Sean, he says that he was out here walking in the Seneca Club neighborhood of Germantown when two men approached. They told him to take off his hat, a hat that he wears all of the time. He says he was shocked when then one of them hit him from behind. Take a listen.
And I was like, why are you doing that? You know, we don't have to do this.
They said, no, 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 that is not, So, and then they started, punching me on my head.
Attacked for wearing the signature red baseball cap bearing President Trump's campaign slogan. Nabel says the two men began harassing him as soon as they spotted his MAGA hat, shouting that he take it off. He told them that he is entitled to his political views and tried to walk away, but they became violent, repeatedly hitting him until he fell to the ground. Nabel says he came to the United States legally from Togo in West Africa in 2007 and is now a U.S. citizen. He supported the Republican Party and President Donald Trump from the beginning, attending campaign events and even volunteering at the inauguration.
Hacking me for freedom, I like it. It's not that, you and I disagree. They're going to beat me up or, going to kill me. We are humans, we have a brain.
Witnesses called 911, and Montgomery County Police say officers canvassing the area found the two suspects at a nearby basketball court attempting to hide among the children playing. 27-year-old Javon Crawford and 25-year-old Scott Robertson are facing multiple charges, including second-degree assault and robbery. Nabel says during the attack, the men smashed his headphones. Also, he tried to pull out his cell phone and take a photo of them as they ran away. They came back and tried to fight him for it, but he was able to fight them off, and that's when the witnesses called police. Back to you in the studio.
Lord. Oh, Lord. So basically, they sent this dude out to instigate. Why is he just walking around with the hat on? And it sounds very fake. Everything, it sounds like a reverse Jussie Smollett situation. They're hiding among the children playing. This all sounds fake as hell. And they smashed his headphones. Oh, it sounds so fake. And and y'all see why black folks ain't out here rushing to support the Democrats? This is what we're supporting when we support the Democrats and we support the immigration. This is what we get right here. A lot of these Sambos come over here. They can't wait to get up under White Daddy and start putting on their little Trump hat. After we're the ones that fought to get them over here. Understand, the Trump folks, they don't want no damn immigration. It's us. That's the game that they got us playing. They got us fighting to get these cats over here. Then they get over here. Then they start siding with the white supremacists. This is the problem the Democrats are having. See, the Democrats, they want to replace us with another voting bloc. They want to desperately replace us with another voting bloc. The problem is the voting bloc of immigrants that they want to use, those people are basically supporting the oppressor class. You dig? That's the thing they ain't telling you. They support the oppressor class. That's why we're not supporting them if they're not giving up tangibles. Tangibles is just mandatory at this point. Tangibles for foundational Black Americans is mandatory. This is why we do not play that game with them. We're not playing this game with them. It's too many immigrant coons coming over here and immigrant bedwenches coming over here, working against us and trying to, after we didn't help them get over here. That's the killing thing. We helped them get over here. And they can't wait to turn on us. It's too many of them, and not all. I mean, we got some cool brothers and sisters from the motherland. We got a gang of them. The problem is, it's too many coons in the mix. Do y'all know down in Texas, a lot of the people that they have working as correctional officers in the jail are Nigerian immigrants. That's very deliberate. There was an article about that not too long ago. A lot of the correctional officers in the prisons and jails in Texas are Nigerian immigrants. They got them over here and started funneling and getting them jobs in the jail system. You understand? You're in Texas, Letha? That's real talk. They put those black immigrants in jail as overseers over us, knowing that they have no problem keeping us in line. It's like that in D.C. and Maryland. I can imagine. I can imagine up there in D.C. It's a lot of Ethiopians up there. But there's a gang of them down there in Texas. Yeah. And we got immigrant coons on the right and the left. That's the problem. The coons are coming on the right and the left. Here's another female Sambo Mammy Bedwench who's a Bernie supporter. And she's up here.
To make a quick...
I want y'all to listen to this. She blocked me, by the way, but she's up here talking about, because the other day, the tangibles thing, people, that was trending because people started talking about tangibles 2020. And she started caping for Bernie because Bernie went to that convention down there. I think it was in Texas. And he started trying to name drop Dr. Martin Luther King. And the sisters booed his ass. Everybody in the audience started booing him, as they should. Nobody's trying to hear that. Black folks are smartening up. We don't want to hear all that garbage. Yeah, we're not trying to hear all these symbolic gestures. You dig? We're not trying to hear that. You dig? Okay, let me see where we are. Okay, hold on. Let me see where we are. Where are we? Okay. Let me see, where are we? Okay, where the hell are we? Hold on. Where we at, man? Okay, I'm trying to see. Where we are. Okay, this ain't it. Okay. Where are we at? I'm trying to see where the hell my thing is. Okay. I want to play this one chick. Hold on. But my thing ain't working right. Hold on. Okay. Y'all bear with me while I get this together. Let's try it again. Let me try this one more again. Okay, I got multiple things here. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. I'm gonna remind me to show y'all this clip of the Days End, by the way. That's another clip I got to show you. But this is the African immigrant talking about Bernie. Hold on.
Bernie Sanders. He actually...
Hold on.
Just wanted to make a quick video to talk about the She the People Summit with Bernie Sanders. He actually was booed. He was booed when he mentioned marching with MLK. A crowd full of black women booed the man that was chained to a black woman during the 60s. Think about this. A crowd...
Do y'all listen? She's talking about a crowd full of black women booed a man who was chained to a black woman in the 60s. Who gives a damn? Who gives a damn? Y'all leave her wig alone. I know a lot of them, they wig game ain't where it should be, but you know.
Food of black women booed the man that was chained to the black woman during the 60s. This is...
I hate when this thing freezes up.
Insane. We're getting into insanity right now. Let me tell you something. Hashtag tangible. Bernie was chained to a black woman when it was not cool to do so, right? You didn't have a lot of white people chained to black people at that time.
Who gives a damn? So what? Who gives a... These people, this is the thing that I don't like. These people think we stupid. You see, this is what I don't like. These immigrants come over. Let me put the camera on me for a minute. That's what I don't like. They come over here and they've been around so many white supremacists who talk down on us and talk bad about us. They come over and start thinking we just as stupid as they say we are. So they start talking to us like we're stupid. Nobody gives a damn about him doing some symbolic gesture 50, 60 years ago. Who cares? See, this is them trying to run the game. All right, hold on.
So that took courage. When people say, well, it was a long time ago, that took courage. And I'm tired of people dismissing it like it was nothing.
It was nothing. Who gives a damn?
Hashtag tangible. Let me tell you something else. In 1988, Bernie was the only Democrat that was supporting Jesse Jackson run for the Democratic presidential primary, right? He actually gave a speech for Jesse Jackson. And during the speech, all of his Democratic candidates turned their back at Bernie Sanders. They didn't want to listen to him. And when he actually was done with the speech, he walked down. Some woman came up to him and slapped him. So you want to talk about ethic? You want to talk about...
So? Listen to all these symbolic nothing burgers. So what?
Character. Bernie has the ethic and the character. And you want to compare that to a Joe Biden.
Okay. Enough of this bed wench. This synthetic yacky bed wench. See, the thing is, this bed wench and this other Sambo who was on see, they're getting something from Bernie. Bernie is your come up. Us supporting Bernie helps you. It's a come up for you. You get to come over and your folks get to come over and you get to get all our tax dollars. You get to eat off the table that we built. So it's a come up for you. But don't sit up here and try to act like we getting something out of it. It's a come up for you. So don't start talking these symbolic nothing burgers that don't benefit foundational Black Americans. Not only that, I'm offended that she would even have something to say. Her and that other Make America Great Again Sambo, I'm offended. Now, he's full coon. But her, I'm offended that you would even have the nerve to get into our conversation. We're talking about getting tangibles for foundational Black Americans who built this country. That is not you. You have nothing to do with the business that we got going on over here and our relationship to this land. We have blood in this land. We have blood, sweat, and tears in this land that we built. Our lineage and our ancestry goes back to the foundation of this land. So that's a conversation that you need to stay in your lane about. We don't go over there to Togo, Nigeria, Ghana, and start talking about your ancestral land, because you guys are very proud of your tribes over there, and that's good. Nobody's knocking that. But then y'all got all the nerve to bring your ass over here talking about what we need to do. Well, y'all wrong because he was chained to a Black woman for 60 years ago. You are wrong. No, sit your ass down, Mchuke. The hell you in our business for? Sit down and go find Zaddy. She clearly looks like she has a Zaddy somewhere. Don't talk to us about shit. Don't talk to us about nothing. No immigrant group, you have no right to talk to foundational Black Americans about nothing. You have no right to say nothing to us except thank you. None of you have any right or nerve to point your finger and wag your finger and reprimand us. Dude, none of y'all are offering dual citizenship in your home countries. Don't say nothing to us. Don't say nothing to us. You're not offering no dual citizenship or nothing. You ain't coming off that bag or nothing. Yeah? Y'all need to come off the bag or come off the land. What's up? Y'all not coming off that land? So she was probably adopted at the Oprah school. Yeah, real talk. But yeah, I'm tired of these people talking at us about what we need to do and what we don't need to do and who we need to support. And y'all not doing anything. Y'all, there's no Pan-African thing popping off from where you are. And the thing is, when black folks start talking to you about getting some dual citizenship, all of a sudden, well, we value our culture. We value our culture. We're not like you Akadas. We're not like you Akadas. We only like our people, our heritage. You start talking all that heritage stuff when it comes to black folks. But this is how you are with all these other groups. When black folks come around, it's all about some damn your heritage. But let these other folks come around. This y'all. They done made a Chinese man, they done made him a damn a chief over there. His ass, look at him. They done made him a damn African chief.
Sankala, Ngata, Daga, Taka, Mutanen Kano, Damutanen, Kasa, Mutana.
This nigga got a kufi on and a dashiki. Come on, man. Come on. But let us say, hey, bruh, let us get some of that. Let us get some citizenship too. No, no akata. I own heritage. I own heritage. No akata. Then Asian Zaddy come over. Give me the horn. You doing all that shit. Come on, man. Uh-oh. Did my screen... Oh, let me get my white balance together. There we go. My screen looks... There we go. There's the color. Man. There's some real Samboing going on over there. Let's keep it 100, man. There's some real hardcore Samboing going on over there. Man, when we want to get it popping over there, y'all are not giving it up. You dig? Let's keep it a buck, dude. Man. Dude. So yeah, y'all got to come off some dual citizenship. And not only that, y'all won't give no dual citizenship to us or nothing. Y'all won't reach out when we done knocked open the door and let you come over. The people are coming over here eating off our tax dollars, going to our HBCUs, just living it up. We're not getting nothing from some of these African nations. Do you know one of these African leaders gave some money to Notre Dame? Did y'all hear about that? One of these African leaders, what country was it? I forgot the country. He gave a gang of money to Notre Dame for burning up. Notre Dame burnt up, and one of these African cats then sent some money up there. Wow, dude. Was it Ghana? Oh, Lord. How much did he send? Was it like a couple of million? It was a significant amount of money. It was 4 million? Damn. It was 2 African countries? And then people want to get mad because foundational Black Americans, we want to look out for our group. It's 2 million. Okay. 2 million from, okay. Yeah, I knew it was like 2 million, around 2 million. Dude. This is why foundational Black Americans, we have to look out for ourselves. This is why foundational Black Americans have to look out for ourselves. Look, let me show the Days In footage. A lot of y'all might not have seen this. Hold on. At a Days In, this was in Virginia, there was a white supremacist working behind the counter. He just started talking greasy to a black dude. Just started talking real racist, greasy stuff to a black dude. Let me show you this. Now, they fired this guy. let me get the footage. They did fire the guy. Hold on one second. Where is it? Let me see. I think this is it. There we go. All right. So they did fire this guy. This old school racist out there in Virginia. He's working at Days In, and he just started talking greasy to a black customer. This is real strange, and it's scary to a certain degree, but listen.
He was calling me ghetto. What else?
What did you say?
I was in prison. What else?
What did you say? Come on, what are you
What else?
talking about, buddy? Come on, tell me what it is you're talking about. I want to hear about this.
Go ahead.
Come on.
Say what you were saying.
Come on, let's hear what you got to say, Chunk Chuck.
Say what you were saying.
Come on, Chuck.
Say what you were saying.
Come on, boy. Come on, prison boy.
Prison boy.
Prison boy. Got old prison boy here. Look at prison boy. Yeah, look at that little fucking dumbass hair guard he's got. Looks like a fucking mop. Look at it.
Days In
Little
Hotel.
fucking mop. Look at that,
Norfolk,
look.
Virginia.
Look at that.
This
Look
is
at all
how
that
I'm
shit
being
all over
treated.
his face. You know, you can't even see his fucking face for all the shit.
This is how
Look at
I'm
it.
being treated right now by this guy. And I've been staying here for 2 nights.
Yeah.
I've been staying here for 2 nights, and look how this guy's treating a customer.
I think you better leave before you get yourself in trouble, son.
This video's gonna go viral. You're gonna lose your job.
Right?
You're
Son,
gonna lose
I
your
don't
job.
care.
You're gonna lose your job.
You think I'm worried about this job?
You're gonna lose your
Do
job.
you really think I care about this job?
Boy, that's heavy right there. Like, do you think I care about this job? He's like, boy, I'm white. White supremacists don't get fired. We get transferred. I get another job.
You're gonna lose your job.
Do you really think I care? I ain't gonna lose my job over you.
Okay.
Bye.
Keep talking.
Get the fuck out of here.
Keep talking.
Get out of here before I call the cops.
Call the cops.
Okay. So you're a little arrogant white supremacist. Now, he did get fired or transferred, but yet he'll get another job somewhere else. Boy, didn't he sound like he's from the Jim Crow lynch mob somewhere? That white supremacist had an old school twang in his voice. He sounded like something straight out of Central Casting. But yeah, he don't care. Look, you see how bold these people are? You see how they're establishing their dominance just in everyday life, no matter where you go. These whites, he's in Virginia. I mean, the governor's name is Coon Man, all right? So these white supremacists, they're establishing their dominance. You dig? And, we posted this. I posted this on my Twitter, and the Days In, they were all in my mentions, splaining, oh, he's fired, he's been fired, he's been terminated, he doesn't reflect the view. They've been doing a lot of splaining in the mentions. And I'm like, why was this dude hired in the first place? You dig? Why was this dude hired in the first place? Not only that, this dude don't sound like that was his first racism go-round. You dig? That dude, it don't sound like that was his first time just being on some racist shit. This dude sounds like a Klan member. It is? So, black folks, we got to understand these people are normalizing this type of vile, blatant white supremacy. See, we got to stop playing. They're normalizing. You see how they'll sacrifice their jobs? You see how they'll sacrifice going to jail? They sacrifice anything. They don't care. They sacrifice their lives in order to maintain white supremacy, family. White supremacy is a religion. You always have to look at it like that. And we get into this scare thing. I don't want to lose my job. They don't care about no job. They don't care about nothing. They care about maintaining white supremacy at all cost. Yeah? Hey, prison boy, Yeah, man, this dude sounds, straight up hillbilly. Yeah, like a hillbilly. And we got to accept this is the environment that we're in. I want y'all to understand this, family. We got to understand that this is the environment that we're in. See, a lot of black people think, okay, if I just get the bag, if I just get some money, if I just come up, if I just become successful at something, then I'll be safe from this form of white supremacy. It don't work like that. See, that's why a lot of people kind of go along with it. A lot of people go along with it in the hopes of, if I get the bag one day, I'm going to go along with it. I'm going to play the game, and hopefully I can get the bag, and then I can start buying Gucci and Prada, and that'll make me equal to the white supremacists. But I just get the bag. Let me tell y'all something. The bag don't mean nothing in a system of white supremacy. Why y'all think the media attacks me the way they do? Why do y'all think the media, the American media, the international media, they generally don't, but the American media, they always attack me. Why am I attacked so much? It's because I'm one of the few people that has the bag, the proverbial bag, but I still call out white supremacy. And see, that's a no-no. See, once a black person get the bag, the understanding is you don't talk about racism no more. When a black person gets the bag, your job is to not talk about race no more. Racism, just like, remember when fat ass Jason Whitlock got on TV talking about racism affects poor people because they were going after LeBron James for talking about racism, and then they had that fat puppet out there talking about racism is a poor man's, it's for poor people. No, it's not. Bill Cosby ain't poor. Yeah, Bill Cosby ain't poor. Look where he is. You in? See, the thing is, when you get the bag or you get a certain level of success, you're not supposed to talk about it. Just like with Colin Kaepernick. That's why they went off on Colin Kaepernick. That's why they don't like Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick broke the rule. When you get the bag, you're supposed to let people know racism doesn't exist. See, they don't want successful black people talking about racism because, see, that's going to inspire the other people who don't have the bag to fight it. Again, the carrot that's being dangled over every black person's face, don't fight racism because if you get the bag, you'll be good. They dangle that carrot in front of people's faces. Come on, I know you go through this. I know you're not working. Your housing is bad. But if you just, one day if you get that bag, you ain't got to worry about this. So we start clout chasing, doing something, trying to get the bag. That's why they don't like a successful black person talking about race. Normally, when a successful black person starts talking about racism, all of a sudden they get demonized, they get killed, they get jailed, they get punished. You did? Notice when LeBron James started talking about some racism, they started going after LeBron. Fox News started going after him. Notice that's why they never go after Michael Jordan. That's why Michael Jordan don't talk about it. You see? They never go after Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan plays the game. You dig? Michael Jordan plays the game and stays neutral and don't talk about it. Look at our brother Nipsey. Look at Nipsey, how successful he was, and not only was he successful, he's back in the neighborhood showing other people how to get successful. Buying up property and doing things on the grassroots level. And historically, they've always done that to black people. Anytime black people become successful and we understand our blackness and we try to uplift other black folks, we become targets. Going back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, when those black folks were building their communities, they became targets. Wilmington, North Carolina, that was a bustling community of black people. They became targets. They started to burn down the buildings in the community. Our sister, Ida B. Wells, she was a successful publisher. That sister had to flee from the South. They were attacking her, trying to attack her. Whenever black people, even in the 60s, when black people had the Watts Writing Community Center, black people in LA were organizing, talented black people were getting together, putting their talents and skills together here in LA in the 1960s. What did they do? They had an FBI agent, a Negro named Dothard Perry, infiltrate it and then burn it down. Yeah, they burned her printing press. Yeah. You think? Overtown, down there in Miami. Do you know Miami had like a bustling black community that rivaled Harlem? They had a black community down there that was bustling. And then they built a freeway over it. They built a freeway over it deliberately. So when you see a brother who's young, who gets some money and then start investing in the community and start buying property and not tricking it off on dumbass nonsense and creating centers and financial business incubators, all of a sudden, shitty cuz show up. You dig what I'm saying? And then y'all want to pretend that that's a coincidence. It's never a coincidence. It's too consistent. It's too consistent whenever black folks get some poppin'. See, back in the Jim Crow era, they would have the white people would personally burn your stuff down and target you. Back during Jim Crow, they would personally show up and burn your stuff down and kill and lynch people. Now, after 1968, they said, no, we need another tactic. We need to co-opt Negroes to do it for us. So that's when they started getting the Dothard Perrys and the Eric Holders to do it. It's not a coincidence. And again, we got to always look at it in the context of white supremacy. See, black folks get into this thing when we as black folks, we got to do better. But you can do better. But if you got the white supremacists playing chess and you're not acknowledging that, you're going to lose. Black people got a very bad habit of being on some black folks need to do better. That's a given. Everybody needs to do better. What the hell does that mean? See, we get some things, and that's orchestrated. Black folks blaming themselves for things that the dominant white supremacists, that they orchestrate. I heard the Jay-Z thing about Nipsey. That was pretty good. I heard it. I know y'all keep wanting me to acknowledge it. Okay, I heard it. It was good. All right. I really hate that cliche. Man, black folks, we got to do better, man. We got to do better. Black folks, man, we need to take some responsibility for ourselves. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? Take responsibility for yourself. What does that mean? Are we responsible for every dumbass thing somebody does because they have melanin? That's idiotic. Let me find a Dothard Perry interview because I talk about him a lot. I discuss Dothard Perry a lot. Let me find an interview of this guy real quickly. Because Dothard Perry worked for the FBI And how they got him is he was up there in the Bay Area, and he got a charge for having stolen goods or something like that. He had some kind of stolen goods, and let me see if this is the right one. And then they basically, they said, "Hey, look, let's cut this deal." Hold on, I'm going to get a clear version. They said, "Look, okay, you can go to jail, or you can work for us. Let's cut this deal." Okay, let me. Okay, this is Dothard Perry. Okay. Let me play some of it. It's kind of a long interview, but let me play some of it. And in Dothard Perry, he was an informant back in the 60s and 70s. And in 1975, he started doing interviews because I think he started getting scared for his life, because I think, they kept threatening to put him in jail if he didn't keep working for them and all this stuff. So, hold on one second. So then he started, spilling the beans to save his life, and all of his stuff is documented. I mean, I've seen the paperwork on this guy. Okay, but his name is Dothard Perry, and I don't know if he's dead or alive. Nobody knows what happened to this guy, but like in the 80s, 70s, 80s, he started telling, and then he disappeared. So.
Probation means that all you have to do is you write a letter into the probation officer every month, and you say, "Well, I've been a good boy this month. Bye." I got an offer for a scholarship at Los Angeles City College, which I took advantage of, and I started going to Los Angeles City College and UCLA in Los Angeles. Coming out of LACC from the school one day, I was met again by the same special agent who said that he wanted to talk to me, and the offer was still good about me working for him. Again, I told him no, I was not interested. Then told me that I should be interested because they could help me with a problem that I had. And I told him I didn't have any problems that I knew of. He said, "Oh, yes, you remember the possession of stolen?" I said, "Yeah, well, that's summary probation, man. I just write a letter in every month." He said, "Oh, no, that's not summary probation." It turned out it's a felony probation for 3 years, which means you have to report in every week.
To bring it down to a nutshell, what happened?
What happened was that as far as they were concerned, it was felony probation now. And if when you jump probation, that means they can put you in for the rest of the term of the probation, which came through about 2 years and 10 months.
Okay, so this is how they got him to be an informant, to keep being an informant. They kept threatening to put him in jail and all this stuff, which ain't no excuse for him to be. He should have did the 3 damn years and just kept it pushing.
And academically and social-wise, who do they run with? Do they go to certain nightclubs? Does this one have a sex hang-up? Is the man impudent? Anything that can be used later on.
How long was this indoctrination process?
It lasts anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. What is the most sophisticated equipment that you use as far as eavesdropping is concerned?
The video setup, and also I work with the new, I think it's called parabolic reflector for sound pickup. Very interesting piece of equipment.
Okay, so it's kind of long, but just showing you who the guy is. And he worked as a videographer at the Watts Community Center, at the Watts Writing Workshop. And he ended up burning the place down. So this guy, and there's all types of paperwork on this guy. And he talks about he infiltrated the Black Panthers. I mean, he infiltrated a lot and just oversaw a lot of black folks get killed by the cops. He assisted people. This dude, he talked about how they would tell him to get in certain relationships with people and sexual relationships with folks. Heavy stuff. Understand, this is just a dude who confessed. Yeah, he infiltrated the Black Panthers, but this is a dude, he's just one who confessed. Do you know how many others are out there? Yeah, he might be dead now. Nobody knows what happened to him. But again, peep this guy's interviews. Look at The Spies of Mississippi as well. That's another movie you guys should peep, where down in the civil rights movement down south, man, half the Negroes down there was working with the damn FBI and CIA. Look at Spies of Mississippi. All of them folks was on the damn CIA payroll. Look at Dr. King. Look at all those people who was on the FBI, CIA payroll with Dr. King. So no telling what happened to this dude. You dig? But yeah, he started telling because he got scared. So he started spilling the beans, and they don't like that. Yeah, the spook who sat. Yeah, but that was a fiction movie, The Spook That Sat by the Door. Yeah, Gloria Steinem worked for the CIA too. That's why when you see some of these bedwenches working for Gloria Steinem's magazine, you see what they're about. These people are CIA, man. Yeah, man, Spies of Mississippi, those black preachers were all on the payroll, man. Yeah. How was this other mom? Yeah, Bayard Rustin was CIA. He was on the CIA payroll. Yeah, this thing is heavy, man. What's up? Had a convenience rapper called had a convenience store when got shot. Folks finding me. Yeah, was a shout out to my man Carl, the promoter. He said he was the rapper down there in Lauderhill. Colyon, he said the brother had a convenience store and he kept getting shot at and they kept finding him. They always do that, man. When we start running stuff, there was a brother I knew, real good brother. He had a business in Chicago in a nice part of town. The black dude had a nice restaurant lounge in Chicago. And this brother would tell me every week how they would find him. The white supremacists be spray painting on his business. They would give him noise ordinance fines. They would just do anything they could to sabotage him. You dig? They would go out of their way to say. Notice that with black folks, when we try to run our communities, we get all types of sabotaging. But all these other immigrant groups that they let over, they don't do that to them. They don't let the Hispanics who come in, the Arabs who come in, the Asians, they don't do all that to them. Notice those Asians and those Arab stores be around for decades. No problem. All these other businesses, no problem. The businesses that the white supremacists help fund and help put them in your neighborhood to eat off you, to basically be your overseers, nothing happens to them. You know, you might have a crackhead here or there rob the store, but I'm talking about, they don't get all these fines and stuff. They don't get all these ordinances. You dig? But black businesses, they do everything they can to discourage them. Just like with Nipsey. Let's go back to Nipsey. What's up? Come on in. Say hi. Like with Nipsey, before Nipsey was executed, they were down there messing with Nipsey all the time. Him and his brother, they were going down there harassing them all the time, raiding. They had a clothing shop. They're raiding a clothing shop. You understand what I'm saying? All the time they were raiding my brother. You did? Yeah, they get loans and grants and all this stuff. Of course, these other groups. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They'll try to break you by giving you fines, just nonstop fines, over and over, just fines. Where, I mean, any little thing, if the barbecue grill too loud, they give you a fine for having noise. They'll give you all types of fines. But in the Chinese spot, these folks are out in the back catching rats and putting cornmeal on them, making crispy rat tenders. They don't get fined. Have y'all seen some of those videos of some of these Chinese store owners catching rats? People videotaping them catching rats. It is? What's up, Mama Peanut? Come say hi to everybody. What you doing to your hair? Come on over here.
I thought you wanted to start me.
I'm still doing the show. I'm not going to. Are the boys asleep? Well, you can go to the store.
Not really.
You can go. You can go to the store. Bring me some tacos. Shit. Is there a taco truck open around here?
No, I have to do.
Oh, you got to do your clothes? You got to fold the clothes?
Yeah,
Oh.
delicious.
Well, come say hi to everybody, you know?
No, because my hair is afro.
See the recipe tasting good, please.
I only got a clothes on. I got your boxers and shorts on.
Well, shit, you got on my Superfly shirt. You better say that. Man, yeah, everybody wants, they say, Mama Peanut need to come say hi. Yeah, that orange chicken, no, that meat, some of that orange chicken, that meat has a little funny texture to it. Chickens don't have no tails, nigga. Man. Everybody say they want Mama Peanut to get on camera. Man, oh man. What's up, Dallas Webb? No, she don't have no body at all.
No, I have vodka.
Yeah, the chicken be shaped funny.
Just not funny.
Yeah, I'm talking about chicken at certain Chinese food spots. Yeah, they get pigeons and shit. Yeah. Like, damn. If they don't get fined. Let me get my white balance here. Boom. There you go. What's that? Oh, yeah, $1 a bowl. Yeah, those some cheap chickens. Man. But, that's why we got to stop being so hard on ourselves. And I say this to my young black folks. See, we get young black people, and older black folks don't explain systematic white supremacy to them because they're scared. And when you acknowledge something, you got to do something about it. And a lot of black folks don't want to do nothing about it. Again, black folks want to just kind of sit back and wait on the bag. So you don't want to talk to young black folks and tell them what the game is because you haven't accepted it. And a lot of young black brothers out here, you got to understand, a lot of the stuff that happens, it's not your fault. See, people, you got to take responsibility. The thing is, you better understand who's orchestrating a lot of stuff that happens to you. See, once you understand that, then you can take responsibility. I saw that the sister who got arrested on Frontier Airlines, there was some vomit under her seat and she didn't want to sit there, rightfully so. And they were acting funny style about moving her. Then they came and arrested the sister.
Frontiers.
Yeah, she was with a 14-year-old daughter. And, they're all crying and all that stuff. Black folks, that's another thing.
Don't cry.
Let's stop crying. Let's stop all that crying and getting emotional. She's all the mama yelling, the daughter crying. We need to cut that out. You cut that out, man. All that emotional shit ain't gonna cut it. You are in a system of white supremacy. You better act like it. You better act like you in a warfare situation. You're in war. You in war. You got everything. When you are dealing with them on that level, especially in the corporate situation. I think it was Frontier Airline, and I don't fly Frontier Airline anyway.
I think one is very cheap.
Yeah, it is very cheap. And it's nasty as hell. And yeah, all the slave emotions. See, we be trying to show out and get sympathy from white people because that. Let's be real, black folks love some sympathy for. We want white folks to feel for us. We want to throw all our emotions out there, and hopefully, some good white folks will come and get to hugging on us and let us know everything is gonna be all right. They don't care about that. All that crying and falling out and all that shit. No, stop. They love for you to be doing all that crying. They love all that emotional stuff. When you go out your house, you better expect some white supremacists to pull up and do something janky. You better expect some establishment you're in to pull a white supremacist move and sabotage. You just accept that could happen. That's why you need to be fighting white supremacy on a daily basis. But again, a lot of black folks, I'm gonna be quiet until I get the bag. So y'all think the bag is gonna make white supremacy go away. If you look at a lot of slave revolts that happen, or planned revolts, or revolutionary thought, notice a lot of, and I'm talking about the period of antebellum slavery, a lot of the black people who really spoke out against slavery and racism were the free black people. You understand? Notice a lot of the people who spoke out against slavery and racism were free black people. Now, I understand there was a lot of black folks who were enslaved who couldn't read and write, so they really didn't have an avenue. But a lot of the planning for revolts were done by free black folks. Denmark Vesey, for example. Denmark Vesey, he was free. The Denmark Vesey Rebellion, people got to understand, he wasn't a slave at the time. He was a free black man. He was free. He was free. He owned businesses. And he realized that this whole system, because he had the bag. And once he had the bag, he saw, okay, I'm still in the system of white supremacy. So this shit got to go. All of this got to go. And again, a lot of the runaways were house slaves. They had the bag, so to speak, meaning they lived better than the other enslaved people. But they saw what happens when you got into real proximity with the white supremacy. See, a lot of black folks who are out there on the plantation, you think it's just going to be fun and games. All you got to do is work your way up to white mommy and white daddy, and everything is going to be easy breezy. You can't wait to be a coon. That's why a lot of these immigrants, they come over with a Make America Great Again hat and they eyes bucking. They can't wait because they come from a country, nothing but black folks, nothing but poverty. So they see over here, I got to get close to white folks. I don't know what those Akatas are doing. All these damn Akatas are sitting around here with all these white folks right next to them, and y'all ain't getting it? Man, if I was over there, boy, I'll show you what cooning really look like. And then you come over, and you get with white mommy and white daddy, and then you get around them, and you see how these white supremacists are up close. See, we know, foundational black Americans, we know how demonic the white supremacists are. We know what they're capable of. And we know that ain't the lick. For the most part. But a lot of other people, they come over and they want to get around them. Just like during antebellum slavery. When black people were working in the fields, you out there picking tobacco and indigo and cotton all day. You looking at the big house and you're like, damn, I bet it's nice in there. Lemonade, it's nice and cool. Everybody got on nice clothes. They ain't musty. You know, they hair done. They get to eat them good, delicious butter biscuits. They get to sleep on a bed and not a stack of hay. Man, I can't wait to get in that big house one day. Instead of getting free, you're thinking the big house. The big house is freedom. The big house is the bag. You ain't thinking about free. I want to get in that big house so I can live better, so I can get out of this immediate misery that I'm dealing with every day. Whereas the person who's already in the house, they know that this ain't the lick either. So they're like, okay, there's only one other way to go. I'm not going out there in that field. Yeah, so I'm tired of massa doing God knows what to me every night. Do you know the shit that these white supremacists would do? Sexually? And otherwise, you in the house with a sexually deprived white supremacist male and the woman? And God knows what she was doing to you and the kids? Some of the stuff, we don't know the half of the stuff that went on during slavery, dude. We don't know the half of it. There's stuff that has not even been talked about. We don't know the half of the vile things that went on. I saw something where they sold a chair. There was an antique chair somewhere. They sold it at some kind of auction that was from the slave era. And it was a very unique looking chair. And inside the chair, the chair was cushiony. The chair had human hair in it. And the hair was woolly black hair. It was the hair of a black person, of black people. So these white supremacists made this chair and stuffed it with the hair of their slaves. With slave hair. Did y'all see that before? I put that on my Instagram or my Twitter. It was a chair with slave hair. I mean, they would just do stuff just to be doing it. They would make shoes made out of slave skin, man. And we talked about one thing, and yeah, human skin. And in one of the hidden colors, we talked about George Washington. That whole George Washington had wooden teeth. We broke this down in hidden colors. George Washington didn't have no damn wooden teeth. George Washington, they pulled the teeth out of the slaves. They were like, come in there and give me the pliers. They pulled out the enslaved black people's teeth and used those for dentures for George Washington. So now we see why George Washington's slaves was getting the hell out of there. George Washington's slaves, one of his main slaves, like Hercules the cook, boned the hell out. They were risking their lives to get the hell away from George Washington. Yeah? Oh, yeah. No, that's Thomas Jefferson. That's Thomas Jefferson. But they try to make it seem like George Washington was this nice guy. This democratic, fair-minded guy. He was a demonic slave owner who was vile just like all the rest of them. Oh, yeah, we talk about that, how they would eat black folks. In Hidden Colors 5, we break that down heavy. That's another thing folks don't know about, how they would literally eat black folks during slavery. Oh, we break that. We got a whole section on that, bro. Y'all don't hear about stuff like this. Go get the book, The Delectable Negro. We don't know the half of it. But like I said, a lot of free black people were really about that life. It was a brother, David Walker, who wrote the book, David Walker's Appeal. He was a free black person. His mother was free. So he was free. He was a free black person. And he started different businesses. And he always knew, as a free black man, this racism, what's the difference between racism and slavery? It's interchangeable. It's the same thing. So I'm tired of seeing my people enslaved, and I'm tired of dealing with racism. Because he wasn't one of these Negroes who got the bag and thought that he was somehow different, as Negroes do today. They think they get a couple of dollars and they're somehow different, and everybody else need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. See, no. He was like, hey, man, I'm tired of hearing the chains of slavery. I'm tired of white supremacy. So he wrote the David Walker's Appeal. And it was basically talking about how, look, enslaved black people, y'all need to rise up on their ass and kill your damn slave masters. He said, look, we just laid it out and just kept it real plain, man. That's the only way to fix this thing, man. It's better to rise up on them and get rid of them and risk it now than to just sit around and just let them keep picking you off generation after generation and just be under their thumb. Let's just put it on the line and just get this thing popping. And then he got that out. He would sneak it out and he would put it in the coats, because he worked, and according to John Henry Clark, he said David Walker had a secondhand clothing business, and sailors would come in and leave their coats to get, altered and all that. So what he would do, he would put a copy of the book in the coats of the sailors. So the sailors would go overseas and then they would get to Europe and then spread it internationally. And the white supremacists did not like that. See, we were getting smart. We were getting information out. We were finding ways to get that damn information out and try to be under the radar. But once he went international, he got that shit out there to the international community, and they start publishing the David Walker Appeal to the international world. All of a sudden, he disappeared. He died mysteriously. They're like, oh, Lord, no, nigga. You did? That's real talk, Philly. And another thing, David Walker, about that brother, he was against that whole American colonization society. The people who orchestrated the whole Liberia thing. A lot of black people at the time, free black people, they were against that. Do y'all know that? That American colonization society, that was basically the first version of the NAACP to a certain degree. Whereas a bunch of white liberals who come around black folks acting like they want to help, but basically they're trying to get a pulse on black folks. They're trying to spy on black folks. So this whole thing about recolonizing black folks over there in Africa, the American Colonization Society, see, that was a trick bag. Yeah, a lot of folks weren't rocking with that because it was a trick bag in a few ways. Frederick Douglass knew it was a trick bag, and David Walker knew it was a trick bag. Because what they wanted to do, yeah, they were infiltrating, because again, you had a lot of black folks, free black folks, they knew the free black people were dangerous. They knew that the free black people were dangerous because, these people, you're not regulated on a plantation system 24 hours a day, and a lot of these black folks could read. And the American Colonization Society, they only wanted to send free blacks over to Africa. You understand? They only wanted to send free blacks over there. They wanted to keep the black folks enslaved. See, if they were really sincere, they would have said, okay, look, let's get the people who are enslaved and let's send them back over there. That would have been more sincere, because black folks would have been like, well, shit, that's better than working on this plantation. So, yeah, it was a test. Yeah, they wanted free black folks to go over there to Liberia. And also, they wanted to kind of get a vibe and see who's who and who was doing what and what was going on in the free black communities. They always coming around us trying to get these little organizations like they're trying to help. We got to watch that. We got to watch that. You did? So a lot of black folks weren't going for that. And that's why it was a disaster when it happened. They went over there and, they sent some coons over there, and it was a disaster. But you got to watch, and then they did the same thing with the NAACP. NAACP, that was a white organization. That was white liberals who started that organization. And also what they were doing, and we talked about this in Hidden Colors, NAACP basically, oh, we're your friend, we want to help you. They would help on one hand, but they would do some slick shit on the other hand. They would, all the black folks, come on, man, we need to fight these Klan, we need to fight Jim Crow. And then they would get the names of black folks and then send them to the feds, send the name to the authorities. Keep a list of all the black people that was in the organization. You dig? But yeah, we got to understand whenever the liberals come around us acting like they want to help, always understand is they know how to play both sides of the fence. They know how to play both sides of the coin. They're very good at that. They're very, just like with the abolitionists. Those abolitionists were playing that game too. That's why the white people in the South got really mad at them. Because the abolitionists, what they were doing, they didn't give a damn if black folks were free or not. The abolitionists, they would help some black folks on the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman and stuff like that, but they would get money from the dominant society in the North at the time. That was like the Sally Struthers hustle at the time, abolition work. What they would do, prop up black folks. Oh, look at this poor, downtrodden slave. He's a slave and slavery is evil. So send me some money so we can help try to bring justice to the slaves. Send the money up here to the North. See, that was the con game. Just like with Africa, they go over there and get some Africans. Oh, look at this boy with flies all around his mouth. He's hungry. His stomach is big. Send me some money, and we're gonna give 30 cents a month. We're gonna give him some sandwiches. They would run that game, and they were doing the same thing with the abolition work. And the white people in the South was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. You Yankee. That's what they called the Northerners. Hey, wait a minute. You sold me the Negro. So now you're talking about abolition? Remember, slavery started in the North. It was the money managers were in the North. The financial sector of slavery was in the North. Wall Street was a damn slave market. Slavery was a New England thing. All those Quakers, when they try to lie and say them Quakers had slaves. William Penn, who founded Pennsylvania, was a damn slave owner. All them Quakers, yeah, Will Penn, all them dudes were slave owners, dude. They try to make it seem like they were these hardcore Christians. This is BS, dude. So the white supremacists in the North were selling black people down there. They were the ones handling the money in the original shipments of black folks and selling them down there. The white people in the South was like, come on. You're being a hypocrite, you Yankee. Hell yeah, they did. Those Quakers owned slaves. Absolutely. D.C. is a slave market. They still got a slave plantation on Long Island, Sylvester Manor, up there in New York, right now. It's still there. So they were like, wait a minute. Hold up. How are you going to sell this nigga to me and now you talking about abolition work? So then they got to bickering. That's what that was about. Hell yeah, man. All of them, they contradicted themselves left and right, dude. It was nothing for them to contradict themselves. Yeah, they contradicted themselves all the time. Yeah, the North, they insured the slaves, exactly. Yeah, they had to, they would get the raw materials and refine them up there in the North. All the factories, that's why all those factories popped up in the North. Man. Say spots around Pennsylvania look like they still drown witches. Hilarious. And so we got to understand how they play both sides of the fence. They've always done that, played that game. They've always played both sides of the fence. You know, and they come around us and then, you know, saying that they want to help. And we're here to help, and they helping. And then all of a sudden, they done took something over. They done took everything over, and they've exploited it. Yeah. Oh man, Abraham Lincoln he was trying to send black folks. Oh man, he was going to send us black folks down to South America, then Panama. He was trying to come up with ways to get rid of black folks. It just wasn't practical. Delaware still have plantations, yeah. Yeah, they went to war about it. They absolutely went to war about it. Hidden Colors 5, we're working on that now, man. We're working on Hidden Colors 5 now. But again, that's why our brother David Walker said, look, man, y'all need to rise up. And they didn't want that kind of talk. And what happened right after David Walker's appeal came out, I think what is a year later, because David Walker's appeal was in 1829, and was Nat Turner 1830 or 1831? Because I think a year or two after David Walker's appeal, then you had Nat Turner getting busy. You had Nat Turner getting it popping. Yeah? I thought 1830, yeah, I always get my years wrong. It's either 1830 or 1831. Yeah? Your ancestors, one of the free landowning blacks. Yeah, real shit. But see, the thing is with us, see, this is why we have to know history. This is why we have to know history. This is why we have to understand history. We have to know what went right and what went wrong when it comes to history, guys. That's why it's very important to know what went right and what went wrong. See, this is why I give white people credit. They learn from their mistakes and they go out of their way to not make those mistakes again. They learn how to make codes out of the mistakes that they made. Like one code that the white supremacists have, they never, in significant numbers, they never side with black people against white people. That's one thing white people rarely do. You notice that?
What?
They never side with black people against white people. You notice that? They'll give a little lip service here and there, but they don't do nothing. The only thing they'll do, they'll get, oh, that's horrible. But that's it. They ain't gonna do nothing. They don't side against white people for black folks. Whereas black folks, you'll cut each other's throat to save a white person. That's why we always losing. Only one person, John Brown, that's it. How many John Browns has there been? One. They do, that's one of their codes. They do not side with you against a white person. That's why when these race soldiers blow your brains out, none of these white people do anything about it. They give some lip service like, oh, that's horrible. We need to talk about police reform. They'll start talking that dumbass nonsense. Wow. Man, the law, man, is all lives matter. Oh, what happened was horrible. You know, this is why we really need to vote and really get some people in office who can really, really make some change. They start talking in cliches. They never talk about punishment. They never talk about punishment. They never talk about doing anything to Zimmerman. They never talk about doing anything to Pantaleo. Oh, that's horrible what happened to you with Eric Garner. Let's have a march. We'll march for justice. You know, forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that we all really need to look into. They start talking about forgiveness. They start talking crazy, ridiculous. They start talking crazy because they know not to go against a white person for you. The last time they made that mistake was in the year 711. The last time they made that mistake was in the year 711. They made a huge mistake in 711, and that mistake lasted for 700 years. In Spain, in Europe in general, they were going through the Middle Ages, and it wasn't popping out there, and I always talk about that. It wasn't popping out there. And the Moorish Empire was popping. And you had a king called Roderick. He was a Visigoth king out there in Spain, and Spain was just going straight to hell. Nothing popping out there. And it was a guy named Count Julian. And Count Julian, and John Henry Clark talked about him too. Count Julian, who wanted to get revenge on Roderick because I think Roderick raped Count Julian's daughter. So Count Julian had kind of a vendetta against Roderick and the Kingdom of Spain at the time, or the Visigothic kingdom. So Count Julian went over to Morocco. And he would kind of go back and forth, and he would talk to the king, to the caliph, to the governor there, and say, hey, man, if y'all want to go take over Spain, you can. They weak. Roderick, Roderick ain't got it popping. The land is good. I mean, you can really cultivate the land, but, as far as the people, the army is weak. It's just not popping over there. So if y'all want to take it over, I mean, it'll be the right time to do it. So they sent a test army over there. They saw that, okay, yeah, this is easy. So then they sent General Tariq over there, and then they got it popping. Yeah. Then they went over there and took over Spain. And Count Julian was the one who put that bug in their ear. And that led to the domination, the black domination of Spain and really southern parts of Europe for 700 years. And then the white Christians had to eventually, during the Reconquista, fight the Moors out of there, because then the Moors got on some ego stuff and they started infighting with themselves. And parts of France, exactly. And I do need to do a documentary on the Moors too. I do need to do that too. I do need to do a documentary on the Moors. Just a full documentary on it. Yeah, when you think of Valencia oranges, you think of the Moors. Yeah, they went over there and brought all those exotic foods and fruits, and they got it popping. And dude, the Alhambra down in Grenada, just beautiful, beautiful structure. If you ever go to Spain, y'all should go down to Grenada and visit the Alhambra. Beautiful structure. Yeah. But again, the white supremacists, they learn the code. We can never don't ever turn on each other for the blacks again. Because we give them power, their bloodline will wipe us out. See, that's how they think. We can't put them in any kind of power, and we cannot assist them in power over us. Yeah. Oh yeah, they had baths all over the place. Dude, remember over there in they had places like Cordoba and Toledo. Those were like metropolitan type cities in the Middle Ages. Those were the most bustling cities over there. They had paved roads and they had street lights. They made street lights over there. I want to find out how exactly they made them. I don't know if they did it with candles, flames, but they had street lights. They had the streets lit. They had all those libraries and universities over there. It was popping. And again, in Toledo, all the European scholars, that's where they went to learn and take the documents to create curriculums for all the other schools in Spain, in Europe, not Spain, but Europe. All the people who were scholars at all the other universities in Europe, they went and studied in Toledo. They studied those, Salamanca, all that stuff. Yeah, they went down there, and that's where they studied, in Toledo. And again, I've done interviews talking about people like Ziriab. It was a black dude named Ziriab, and Ziriab is a descriptive term. He was a singer. This brother wrote a whole gang of songs, and he was real black. And that's what Ziriab means. Ziriab means black bird. He has a very long name. I don't know what his original name is, but Ziriab was his nickname. And they called him a black bird because he's a black-ass dude who could sing real good. And Ziriab, he was a celebrity up there because he went into Spain and he would teach people how to dress. Ziriab was the one who taught the Europeans how to cut their damn hair. He was the one who taught them how to cut their hair, because nobody cut their hair back then in Europe. Nobody cut their hair. Motherfuckers just had big wool walking around with a big fucking mullet. Nobody cut their hair. They just kind of walked around whatever. They really didn't change clothes like that. People, you look at all those movies and all they wear these dingy ass clothes year round. And it was Ziriab who went up there and said, hey, look, we need to do something about your damn edges. Get you some bangs or something. And line that up. And let's get some of the lice out that shit. Damn. So he got them right. Well, the shampoo, they brought all those exotic shampoos. Because remember, the Moors, they had access to a lot of the trade routes. The Moors were controlling all the trade routes in the Mediterranean. So they had access to all the fly stuff. Like, look, man, come over here, John, and let me get this shampoo and some conditioner and some soap on your ass. Yeah? Literally, they were bringing soap and deodorant. They weren't using deodorant up there. They were bringing all that stuff. And he taught them how to eat 3-course meals. They were like, because again, they would just throw a gang of food on the table and everybody just start just eating whatever. He's like, man, that's gonna mess your digestive system up, dude. What you need to do, look, we eat a little appetizer, put a little green vegetables with that. Literally, that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. He was telling them. That's what he was telling.
That sounds like something someone say now.
No, but he said it in Arabic. But that's what he was telling them. Ziriab was like, look, you gotta eat this first, eat some vegetables, eat a soup, then eat the main meal. Then after that, then we're gonna eat like a dessert, some with a little honey in it.
That's not how people eat, though.
It is. That's how you eat generally at restaurants.
I mean, in everyday life, no.
You eat an apple. You go to. My wife always trying to be contrary to be contrary. You just saying shit to me.
In everyday life, we just eat our food.
We're talking about just in general polite etiquette at a restaurant. Use appetizers, meal, dessert. That's how they do it, Peter. Stop trying to be contrary to be contrary. Lord. Yeah, so that's what they would do. He would eat some vegetables and some soup first. My wife trying to throw shit at me. That's why you missed. Like my shirt, thank you. Somebody gave me. I'll be getting shirts and just be wearing them. I don't know who sends who. 4-course meal. My bad. 4-course meal. Yeah, with forks and spoons. Yeah, like
Yes.
eat. Just stop eating with your goddamn hand. Eat with this. Cut this meat. Eat little portions of it. Put that bone down. Put some seasoning on that shit. God damn. They made them seasoned stuff. That's why, you know. They had to get them right, man. Like, get this bland ass chicken up out of here. What is this? Hold on.
Would you sleep on this?
What is this? Come here. Come here and say hi to me. Oh, that's tight. Where is
It's a
this?
net.
Oh, in the Maldives. Yeah, we're going to the Maldives. Probably on our anniversary or some whenever the movie's done. When this movie's done, we do it. But we're going to go to the Maldives. I've been wanting to go there for a minute. Yeah, and Layla Africa talked about that, how, you know, in European culture, that's why they like raw food and rare food and rare meat. That's that cave stuff right there. Yeah. Yeah, they were teaching them how to eat right, how to eat a 4-course meal and digest it the right way. So your bowels and shit ain't all messed up. Yeah? Yeah, they like all that old raw ass food. Yeah?
What about raw sushi? You need that.
Yeah. That's like fish, though. Yeah. But yeah, the Moors were bringing a whole bunch of stuff up there. Yeah, they were breaking it down up there. You never go to French food? Yeah, I did not. When I went to France, I did not like the food, man.
We went to a French restaurant like a couple months, few months ago.
When?
The one.
Who, me and you?
Mm-hmm. Our date night.
We went to a French restaurant?
It was technically French, yeah.
Well, come over here and talk. You know, we can hear you.
I don't want
Come
to.
here.
I don't want to know.
Come here. Come here. People want to see you. Yeah, I can't. You talking over there? Come here. What French restaurant did we go to? They still have worms. Yeah, that's why even now, white people may be having all these little weird ailments. Come over here. Wait, come over here. I can't see you. Hold on. Come over here. Please. They go to French bread is good. That's why man, I did not like the food in France, man. What's up? That's Mama Peanut over here with her little. We went here. Where was
like
this?
A food affair.
Food affair. Where was that?
It was like in LA.
I don't remember. It's called. Yeah, I when I was in France, man, it was the combinations of food was just so gross to me. I just didn't like it, man. And it just felt all undercooked and just too much bread. Then they put bread and some pudding on top of the bread, and then a waffle, and then some peanut butter. And I'm like, damn, what is this? The bread is good, but it's just too much bread. I don't want to eat all that damn bread. Just like when I go to the UK, when I go to the UK, I like the Caribbean spots. I like the Caribbean spots. I like the fish and chips and the Caribbean spots. When I go there, shout out to Eric, the promoter over there. Eric, they hooked me up. The Jamaican spots are popping over in the UK. We're going to be in the UK later on this year, well, this summer, for the Hidden Color Spy premiere. And I'm going to take the family over there. Peanut looks like Lauren. Yes, she does. She looks a lot like Lauren London. Mm-hmm. Yep, her hair is all natural.
I can't even see my hair on this.
Because you all over there.
It looks dark.
There's just one row of tracks right there. Please. French claims, you know what I'm saying?
When you take the wood on this is a train line. Switzerland.
Oh, hell. Shit. That shit look crazy as hell. Bread is all carb. Yeah, man. You know, what I like when I go to, and I always say this, in Europe, when I go to the UK, I like the porridge. The porridge is very good because I like oatmeal and all that stuff. Porridge is good. And the fish and chips are good. I don't know. There's that green stuff that they smash up. They said it's some peas. I don't know what that is.
You know how they always was selling it comes with beans. Remember
What?
in South Africa, all their meals was English.
Yeah.
Everything came with beans.
Well, yeah, like pork and
barbecue.
yeah. But that's weird as hell.
Like breakfast was scrambled eggs with beans.
I know. Yeah, hot dogs with beans.
And sausage, and I was like, no.
Yeah. You did. What's up, the judge and jury? Say, shut my scamming ass up. I only scam your mama one time, nigga. I scammed your mama one time. I told her I would play with her titties for her Social Security check. I got the check and I bounced. That's the only scam I only committed, nigga. So just get over it and tell her I said get over it. Get the hell out of here.
Fucking on a rich ass scamming ass nigga.
It was bag secured. With your granny, nigga. You got him out. Thank you, DJ Scrap Dirty. Yeah. Megan and Harry possibly moving to South Africa. I haven't heard about that. Oh yeah, we taught them how to cook, how to season food. That's why, remember when they started leaving Europe, when Christopher Columbus and all that, when they started leaving, they were like, they wanted to go get some spices. Yeah, that's the first thing. Let's season this nasty ass food up here. Now that the Moors ain't up here to do it for us, now we got rid of all the Moors. Now we need some seasoning. That's the first thing they went to do. The German food is good. I haven't had German food. We passed through Germany. Yeah. But Thailand. If you want to get good food, go to Thailand. Everything is good in Thailand. We went to Thailand. The food. Yeah, Thailand. I think Jamaica is just like, that's a given. And I'm like in hog's heaven in Jamaica. Just every 5 minutes, every 5 feet, there's somebody selling some jerk chicken. And then in Jamaica, at the hotel, it's like, dude, you get free jerk chicken all day. They got a jerk chicken grill. They just give them free jerk chicken. And then when you leave, every other spot is a jerk spot. You walk down the street, they got people cooking in the street. Jerk chicken is the best. Them dudes who's grilling it up on the side of the streets, that's the best. But Thailand, good, great food out there. I did not have one bad dish out there. Nigga, I love Jamaica. Nigga, I have a ball every time I go to Jamaica. Go to Bali. We went to Bali. Yeah. We had a great time in Bali. Bali was real nice.
They had good food.
What did we? I can't remember the food in Bali though. I mean, the hotel was good.
Different stuff.
Yeah, the hotel had a bunch of different stuff. I'm trying to see what we ate on the streets of Bali.
Probably like some Asian stuff.
Yeah, Bali.
They had good food. Hawaii has stuff.
Yeah. They started selling Thai curry, but nigga, the food in Thailand, all of that shit was good. All of it. I do like curry. I don't like Indian food. I'm not too much. I don't like the way Indian food smells. We want to see Peanut. All right, lean in, sweetie. I don't like the way.
No, you can't see me anyway.
Yeah, I don't like how Indian food smells.
I want to show my shirt. I don't want to show my clothes.
The Superfly shirt? Mm-hmm. Show your shirt. Oh, yeah. There you go. Superfly. But we were in Zanzibar, in Tanzania. We're in Zanzibar, and they had that. They had a lot of that Indian food over there. And, yeah, and then they had Swahili night, and that it was banging. That Swahili food was off the damn chain. We really enjoyed Zanzibar. Only thing is the hotel. It was a real nice hotel. It was right by the ocean, but it was a gang of mosquitoes.
There was a lot of mustiness going on.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was musty in the motherfucker, but yeah, but those mosquitoes, man, you had to sleep behind a mosquito net. We couldn't have our kids there.
Oh no, they
were
they
tearing
barely
my.
bit you up. They
Oh no, they
up.
tore my legs up when I got back, man. My legs looked like I had chicken pox. Yeah,
I think
Swahili food is amazing, man.
It was really hot. You have to shower a lot because
yeah. Swahili food.
That's when they braided my hair like in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we went there and somebody braided Peanut's hair. Peanut had a whole head full of braids in like 15 minutes. Them sisters be braiding their ass off out there. Them African sisters can braid like a mug. Man. Yeah, I've been on for a minute tonight.
I know you're gonna get off.
But it's 1 a.m. But yeah, when we were in I talked about this before. When we were in Bali, those street kids be begging. They be begging for money. They bold as hell. Them kids don't be taking no for an answer. See, white people, they be just brushing them off. Like, it ain't money. Like, no. I can't be like that. And, I can't be like, I got to give them something. But damn, when you start giving them something, all of a sudden they all pop out of nowhere. And I gave one kid some money, and
$1 or something.
I gave one $1, then I gave another $5, something like that. No. It was something I forgot. I gave somebody. It was 2 girls, and I forgot how much I gave.
You get like a few kids something, and then it was all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I think I gave one girl $1 and then another girl $5, and then they went around the corner, and I guess somebody told them what the money denomination was, and that girl came back mad as hell. Girl, remember she came back when the little girl? She came back mad. She's about 4 years old. She said, "No, you give her, you not give me." I said, "Sweetie, I don't. That's all I had. Give me $1. Give me $1. You about to cry? You gonna do that to a player?"
And I told you to give it to her.
Like shit.
And then what they do to me?
Well, they start doing this shit to your ass. And if you don't like French food, you won't like German. Cuban food is good. I like Cuban food when I go down there to Miami. The Cuban food in Miami is good. That Cuban coffee, that's good down there. What's that Jamaican spot? It was one Jamaican spot. The last time I was down there, Carl took me. Shout out to Carl, the promoter. Carl, I know you probably listen. What's that spot you took me to? It was in Miami. It wasn't in Miami Gardens. This was in Miami. And it was kind of a walk-up spot where you could see the food in the windows. What was the name of that spot? That was good. It was a Jamaican spot right in the heart of Miami. Oh, Carl, he'll let me know. Carl, if you're in here, let me know the name of that spot. Not Golden Crust, and I love Golden Crust. That was another spot Carl took me to before. Golden Crust was the business, and that's a franchise. The owner died mysteriously. They said he committed suicide, which I don't believe. But it was another spot my man Carl took me to. Like just, Miami is just random. There's a lot of shit going on in Miami. But it was real good. I want to know the name of that spot. I try to give people the name of the spots I eat at. Ask Peanut to post the acai bowl recipe. What's that? Here throwing shit, thinking there's an insect on it. What are you looking for, Peanut? Over here. The floaty? Oh, that might be in the garage over there.
Give this to me, Dale.
No, okay, no.
Yeah, I need to go to the store and get something from my acai bowl, actually.
The what? You want to get some stuff with the acai bowl? Yeah. Sweet Baby Ray's restaurant. Is that in Miami? Bees and Sogoon, Sweet Baby. That sounds like a spot in Miami. The Dutch Pot. Yes, we're doing Ism Radio this Tuesday. Is it the Dutch Pot? Is that a franchise? The Jamaican vegan restaurant. That's another thing. Like I was saying earlier, when black folks all of a sudden we get successful businesses going on, all of a sudden we got suicide or we done died or something every damn time. What's a good spot in LA? Well, we all know Roscoe's. Roscoe's is the spot.
It's funny because some people don't like it. Like when your cousins came, they
Yeah, they like they from the South, so they know me. Yeah, my cousins, man, they shit. I want to try Golden Corral out here.
I mean,
Yeah, nigga down in Alabama, down in Birmingham, the Golden Corrals be off the chain. Do y'all have Golden Corral in your city? Harold and Bell's out here. Roscoe's Roscoe's is good. You say Roscoe's kind of fell off. No, because we're used to it. That's the thing. We're so used to it.
But when I went to the other day, it just depends on the place, location.
Roscoe's is good in the Valley. Sat Down Cafe. That's a Jamaican spot.
No Roscoe's in the Valley.
No, I'm I'm talking about in the Valley. Sat Down Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Stop ear hustling, Peter. Let me do me. Pipe.
I'm gonna hear hustling that. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Mr. Childs is cool. It's very expensive. Very expensive.
Did you say it's cool?
It's just.
The restaurant you like to go to all the time.
But it's expensive. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like it's expensive, and I like Mr. Childs. I go there, but it's expensive. I'm just for the everyday average person. Yeah, Roscoe's in West Hollywood is very good. What good spots are out here that we like? The Jerk Spot over on, is that Venice?
Mm-hmm.
Venice, the Jerk Spot on Venice.
Versailles,
the Cuban spot. Versailles is good. Barry's on.
Yeah, that's late night.
That's the late night spot if you're in LA.
Late night though.
I wasn't too impressed. Just as far as I wasn't impressed. It was alright. There's just so many other better spots. Mel's is cool because ain't nothing open.
Silver Lake Ramen.
Oh yeah, the Silver Lake Ramen. There's a place in Silver Lake that has ramen that's good. Bossa Nova is good, yes.
Yeah, Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova is good. Taco spots. Trejo's is good. I like his tacos.
But his is not. We used to love Grand Lux, but it's closed.
Yeah, that was my spot,
I
man.
love cheesesteak though. So.
Yeah, Grand Lux Cafe used to be the spot. What else out here? The thing about LA, man, things close early out here. Let me see. What else? What other spots we like out here, Lex?
I like cheesesteak.
Cheesecake Factory.
Lucille's barbecue. Cool.
Lucille's is good. That's what we need, a real banging barbecue spot out here.
They always close.
There was a dude back in the day. He was a barbecue spot. I think this brother was from Chicago. He was a black dude, had a barbecue spot in Pacoima, and he ain't there no more.
The bomb barbecue spot I get from that black man at the farmers market.
Yeah.
But he's not even out here. He just comes out here.
Yeah. Cactus in Hollywood.
I've seen that. It's good.
How was Cactus in Hollywood, Will?
Oh, we like Lala's.
The Lala's, yeah. The Argentinian food. Nigga, down there in Texas, nigga, their barbecue down there in Texas be banging.
Oh, Uncle Andre's in the Valley.
Yeah, Uncle Andre's is good. Is Miss Peaches still over there?
It's probably, I think it's something that calls something else.
Okay.
It might be there, but they're not open every day.
In Birmingham, do they still have Green Acres Chicken in Birmingham? Green Acres Chicken in Birmingham. Another spot that's good. What's that Jamaican spot in Atlanta? Because we went down in Atlanta. We did a whole bunch of shows. We did a show and did a whole bunch of restaurants down there. Old Lady Gang is good. What's that Jamaican spot we went to? And Carl, did you go with me? I think Carl went with me to that Jamaican spot. Nellie's. What the hell is that place called? I can't think of it. It was very, very good. So who has better barbecue, Memphis or Texas? I can't remember having Memphis barbecue. You know what? Did I have Memphis barbecue? I think I can't remember because I've been to so many places. But whose barbecue is better, Memphis or Texas? The taco shops in San Diego, I can imagine down there.
That's normal.
Because I ain't seen nothing really messing with Texas barbecue. Nigga, that Texas barbecue be something else. That thing be on hit. Yeah, that Texas barbecue ain't no joke. Memphis is fire. Yeah, I ain't seen no barbecue really top Texas yet.
What makes it better?
I don't know what they do. What do they do in Texas, nigga? That barbecue.
What do you mean, the meat or the side?
Just everything. Just the way, the tenderness, the sauce, the rub. Dang. They be showing out with the barbecue in Texas, man. Yeah, Texas barbecue's best, yeah. Texas, well, yeah, sometimes the barbecue in Texas don't really need no damn sauce the way they be cooking it. Yeah, the rub they be putting on it be banging. Yeah. Was it Negril Village? There you go, Robert. Thank you, brother. Yeah, the Negril Village. That's the name of it. Negril Village. Speaking of it, I need to go down to Atlanta and get that damn house straight. I'm trying to see if I should, because I keep getting all these goddamn Section 8 calls. I'm thinking about just Airbnb-ing that thing. Just getting some furniture in there and just Airbnb it. You know? Carson got good barbecue. Yeah. Yeah, Chicago, they got a lot of good food out there in Chicago. People sleep on Chicago. Oh, I don't do the beef and swine. I just do the chicken. When I do barbecue, yeah, the barbecue chicken is good for me. You know? The Robert Johnson documentary. I have not seen the Robert Johnson documentary. They build a barbecue pit from the ground up in Texas. Yeah, and the Grill Village is good, man. I really enjoyed that spot. You do Airbnb in East LA? That's what's up. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just do that for the spot out there. I gotta go out there and do some work on the crib. If y'all know, if you're in Atlanta, y'all know people who do flooring. Y'all can do flooring because there's a spot on the floor that I gotta get fixed. If you're in Atlanta, and if you're a brother or sister, or if you're Hispanic, whoever, who can do flooring work, y'all holla at me. Hollywood Pies. Yeah, you love your ribs. Yeah, I don't do beef and pork. I don't do that. In Ontario, well, that's way out there, though. I ain't been to Ontario in a long time. But anyway, let me get out of here. Who's texting me? Is that you, Lexi? Oh, this Carl right here. Shit. Talking about my mom and Carl. Hold on 1 second. The Pepper Pot. And it was Naomi Gardens. Oh, yeah. Okay. The Pepper Pot. Have y'all heard about that in Miami? Yeah. Your car just sent me a picture. That place was popping. Where my Miami folks at? Have y'all been there? The Pepper Pot. Yeah, that was popping. Gates Barbecue in Kansas. You got to take my blood pressure too, Lexi. And I got to get another blood pressure machine too. See how I'm doing. I went to Dr. Sebi's spot a couple of days ago. I was trying to get some of his, but he got some blood pressure, like some tea, and they were all sold out. I'm like, shit. The Trap Kitchen. I ended up getting some of his Irish moss, that sea moss. I got some of that. Yeah, the Andrew Yang, he ain't really talking about nothing I want to hear. Yeah, that's what I think about him. They call that lift all stuff. Let's give everybody. Black folks are suffering, so let's give something to everybody. No, he can go sit his ass down somewhere. That's what I think about him. Trap Kitchen. Where's that? That sounds like the Trap Bunny.
Trap Kitchen.
Where's that?
It's he's in LA now.
It's in LA?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I keep hearing that. Is it a truck or what is it?
He had a truck, but I think he sells it out of his house. It's a truck.
Okay. Yeah, I keep hearing about the Trap Kitchen. Cinnamon herbs, guaranteed. Judge Damon. Yeah, I heard about that judge passing. I heard about that. Juice, kale, and cucumber for the high blood pressure. Huh. The LA Trap. Where's the LA Trap Kitchen? There was a spot. That spot we went to downtown. It was a soul food spot. Wasn't Lena recommending that spot?
Yeah. I had already heard about it.
Yeah. Lena kept telling me, this is a great spot. It was downtown, and that food was not the business. It was not the business at all. I wasn't feeling it. Black seed oil.
The Trap Kitchen, you have to go to them.
If you what?
You have to go to them. I think they kind of do it like out there. They don't have a restaurant or anything.
They got a truck?
I don't even know if the truck is out here. Because they always put like, send your address, type of truck in Oregon.
The truck is in Oregon? What?
Yeah, I never heard of the truck out here. I think they sell out of their house.
Oh, damn. So where's the Trap Kitchen, guys? Yeah, I try not to eat too much sodium in the food. Ginger root. Yeah, I'm about to go up to Simply Wholesome and see what they got.
They do a lot of catering.
It's a food truck. Because, yeah, I like to, when I'm doing movies, hire black food trucks to come through to do the catering. Just like we had Grill Fresh. It's a black-owned food company. They got a restaurant right on Slauson, not too far from Nipsey's shop. And yeah, we had them. We did 1804. They were basically the caterers. It was banging. Peanut's ass was coming up there, eating up all the damn food. You better do some acting, damn it, if you're gonna be eating the food. But man, yeah, they were catering. Shout out to them. We had them cater for the movie set, and it was banging. Man, what's my mom talking about? Mom texted me. Oh, my mom. Lord. The Trap Kitchen is in Compton. It's a truck in Compton. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a truck now, actually.
Okay. Okay. Drive Central Valley for fruits and vegetables. I can get fruits and vegetables here. It's a black-owned barbecue spot in Hawthorne, 139th and Cornbloom. They good. Have a contract. Okay. Yeah, send me that contact. I like to check them out. I love checking out new spots that the brothers are owning. What's that soul food spot we went to over there in L.A.? Oh, man. It was real salty. Remember? We went there.
They just took your black-owned spot in Hawthorne?
Yeah.
Well, not in L.A.
But you know, we went to this.
Yeah, it was, what's her name? I can't remember her name. It was too salty.
It was way too salty.
I like delicious. I got the catering one time for the Thanksgiving.
I can't think of the name of this lady's shop. It was black-owned spot. I mean, they were just pouring salt on this damn food. It was so damn salty.
It was way too salty.
Yeah.
Everything in the yams was like, I never knew yams could be too sweet.
Do I think there's a market for black animation? Yeah, it is. It is. And what we got to do, we got to create markets for stuff. See, that's the thing. Sometimes we got to create the market for it. You say Dulans fell off over downtown LA. So
you heard me say Dulan?
yeah. Sometimes we got to create markets for something. You understand? Sometimes you got to do certain things in a way that has never been done, and you create a lane for it. Understand? Before Hidden Colors, there were no movies like Hidden Colors. Remember, before we did Hidden Colors, there were no movies there were no black documentaries talking about black history outside of slavery. Nobody was talking about the Moors and how black people were all in Asia, and black people were creating civilization, and how black people taught the Greeks. There were no movies on that at all. There were no documentaries on that at all. There was nothing talking about black people being in America before Columbus. What's up, lady? He said, try Queen of Foods products. We got them. We got some. Yeah, so nobody was talking about that. So this is why we have to create markets for certain things based on a need. If you see a need and you see that there's no representation in certain things, certain areas, then you create a market for it, meaning you create something so fly people have to rock with it. Let's go back when I started doing my books, The Art of Macking. There was no market. There were no books about having some hardcore Macking game. As a matter of fact, the market was saturated with Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus books. See, the name of the game, and let's talk marketing and business. The name of the game is being ahead of the curve. See, you be ahead of the curve where you create a lane, then you're in a good spot. Because then you in that lane for a minute. When I did my first book, The Art of Macking, understand, the book's out, we're talking around 1999 and 2000. Around 1999, 2000, you had all them old sensitive ass books out where dudes had to really damn near act feminine in these books, the way they're talking about the rules, this, and Men Are From Mars, and these are the rules, that, and, you know, take the woman skating, and just all this real sensitive simp talk. You dig? A lot of those books were real sensitive and simpish. And I'm like, that really, the stuff that they're saying in these books, that don't really work. That don't really work at all. Especially don't work for no brothers. It don't even work for the white boys, to be honest. And a lot of folks were really scared to put the game down and really talk about the game for what it was. Again, this was the 90s. Everything, even in the music in the 90s, everything was like, you know, I'm going to make love to you on the rose petals, and, you know, it's that type of thing. So then I did a book that was blatantly against all that sensitive talk. I did a book that just came out the box, the total opposite of everything that was out. And the thing is, a lot of folks are afraid of criticism. And remember, when I first put the book out, I got a lot of criticism. How dare you put something like this out? Telling men how to manipulate women. That's what anything with some game is all about, manipulation. It wasn't about manipulation. How are you trying to tell men how to be players? We need responsibility, all that respectability politic garbage. So that book came out and started selling through the damn roof. And the game was straight laced, just very unapologetic. And it was Negroes, the buffer class Negroes, who were the ones hating. White folks loved it. The white folks love new information. You understand? White people love new information. Negroes who were working in media, they were the main ones hating on it, those gatekeeping Negroes. These Negroes who are all about that pull your pants up and dress right, those type of Negroes. And then they had to get their minds right because their white bosses started loving the book. Y'all remember when I did an interview, and this was years later after the book was released, but I did The Elite Way. I was promoting The Elite Way, I think. I think I was promoting one of those books. And I was on the news channel, and a bunch of white folks, we're chopping up game. We're having a good time. It's very fun. We're talking about the book. We're talking about dating, relationships. And then they put the camera on this mammy, this Negro mammy out there in the field. I forgot what her name was. They put the camera on her and she hating all this Mac and stuff. Oh, boo. They put it on her hating wig having ass. That would be the one to do the hating. You know? That would be the one. Yeah, Channel 5 KTLA. It would be the plantation mammy doing the hating. And I didn't even bite. I just laughed her off and kept it pushing. You dig? I'm going to repost that clip on my new channel. Yeah, what's her name? Was it Gail something? You know, I don't know whatever happened to her. The other chick, light-skinned chick who was on there, I think she's on CNN now or something. You know, but it was always them. Yeah, she was like, yeah, ladies, that's why, ladies, you need to go get your education so you don't have to deal with mess like this. I'm going to put that Jenny Jones clip up. I got to find it. I might put that Jenny Jones on my Patreon page for my Patreon users. And I'm gonna put some more stuff up on my Patreon page. I've been on for a long, oh damn. I've been on for a long ass time, man. Damn. I've been on this boy, look at time. Let me get off here messing with y'all, man. It wasn't Gail King, but anyway. Let me get off here. I've been on here, shit. I gotta go to the store and get my kids some Capri Suns. And some snacks. My little babies. I gotta get them some school snacks. But anyway, let me get out of here, man. But again, I'd like to thank everybody. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for getting behind the Buck Breaking movie. We reached and exceeded our goal, and we're going to get that popping right after we do HC5. And HC5 is coming this summer. And it's been real chopping it up with the family. Yeah, man, I've been on here for damn near 4 hours. Shit. I'm going to be talking like I'm in a room full of niggas.
I told you I won.
Damn. You know what? I'm hungry. I'm like, I got a little appetite going on up here. I've been on here all night. It is. All right, but let me get out of here, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Ism Radio Tuesday. And go watch that documentary. All right?